everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. So, before we dive into today's episode, which is all about is Andy Cohen being protected by Bravo? Obviously, I think he is. Also, John Mayer claps back at relationship rumors with Andy Cohen. And let's talk about the future of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. What's going on with the girls? They are currently filming, but who is actually in the cast and what's going on, guys? So before we dive in, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. So with that, let me first give a couple of shout outs. I want to shout out Carrie Everly. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. I truly, truly appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Candy Cane Club, sweetheart. Thank you so much. And you guys can always like, subscribe, and share. It's a free way to support, but also check out the description box for more ways. And then also shout out to Anna Grape, who also became a YouTube channel member. Thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, Anna Grape. Thank you so much, Carrie, for all becoming channel members. I truly appreciate your support. So you guys, as we go on with our stories, be sure to say hi in the chat box. Where are you listening from? What are your thoughts on everything? Drop it down below. Let's have a really fun and lively discussion. So let's kick it off with basically a recap of Andy Cohen's The Hollywood Reporter article on him breaking his silence, and then we'll get into more stuff. So this is from Reality Blurb. It says Andy Cohen is addressing Bethany Frankel's reality reckoning and the many lawsuits that have been filed against him and Bravo, as well as its parent company, NBC Universal, in a new interview. Amid allegations of drug use, alcohol abuse, racism, and sexism, the 55-year-old Watch What Happens Live host, who has been producing the Real Housewives franchise for nearly 20 years, looked back at his many years with the network as he reacted to Leah McSweeney's claims, shared why the Real Housewives of Orange County nearly didn't make it to air, and revealed the biggest challenges he faces with the series today. Producing a show about politically incorrect women in 2024 is different than producing a show about politically incorrect women in 2009, Andy said during a May 18th interview with The Hollywood Reporter. In 2009, when one of the kids called his brother a F word, which is a homophobic slur, we left it in the show and then discussed it at the reunion episode. That was how two brothers talked to each other in 2009, and we saw it as a teaching moment. In 2024, you would immediately bleep that word and it would trigger a whole furor. Today, someone on the show would probably say, you can't say that word anymore. And then the viewers would go wild on Twitter. Sensitivities have changed over the years. Social media has a huge impact. There's not a lot of room for nuance these days. We're living in a now, and everyone has to adapt to that. Okay, Andy Cohen. I made a promise to myself that I wasn't going to completely rip you to shreds, but you make it too easy. The fact that in 2024, someone calling somebody else, whether it's your brother or not, the F word, which is a homophobic slur, I'm not going to say it, is not a nuance. It's not a sensitivity. It's a homophobia. You know, that's a big thing. It's disgusting and it's derogatory. Like, I don't understand how, I don't know how he keeps a job. I really don't. Saying that people are too sensitive these days and that Twitter is going to go wild and that you would have to bleep the word out is a nuance. I don't think he understands what the word nuance means or the context in which to apply it. That's not a nuance. Andy Cohen, just sit down. He just literally needs to stop talking. Like, he just doesn't get it. Doesn't get it. Anyway, although Bravo has been accused of being too slow to adapt, Andy, who said he can't speak to Ebony K. Williams' claims of experiencing racism on The Real Housewives of New York City, yeah, of course he can't speak to it because I don't know. Is Ebony K in the class action lawsuit? Has she filed a lawsuit too? I don't know. Stated that he was proud of all the work Bravo has put into making their shows more diverse. George Floyd George Floyd was an important cultural shift that focused us to look at all of our programming. Bravo made it a mandate to diversify its shows, he revealed. Again, who is allowing Andy Cohen to speak on behalf of Bravo? So because of George Floyd, Bravo made it a mandate to diversify its shows? Again, wrong. I would understand if they said, because of George Floyd, we are now looking into our own institutionalized racism. Not because of George Floyd, we're going to do some performative, token diversity casting on our shows. Let's throw in Ebony K. Williams. Let's throw in Anna Marie Wiley. Let's do blah, blah, blah. That doesn't even make any sense on these shows. So instead of saying, because of George Floyd and BLM and everything that happened, we are going to take a look inside of ourselves, inside of our corporation, inside of our institution, and maybe see how are we behaving in a way that might be or is racist. And we are going to change how we operate culturally as a company. No, we're not going to do that because of a hashtag and because of optics. We're going to do some performative PR, token Black people casting on our shows. I don't know who's allowing Andy Cohen to speak behalf on Bravo or NBC. I don't know. Like, they just don't get it. This is, to me, is just not the right look. Anyway, it's like when Tom Sandoval was like, George Floyd, that was a big pop culture moment, and like, so was I, or whatever the hell he said. What? George Floyd did not die so Bravo could diversify their cast for a PR moment. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And what also is disgusting is, how come no other YouTubers or bloggers or media outlets or publications are calling this BS out? How come nobody else is like, what the hell? This is sickening. Anyway, as for claims that he sabotaged Leah's sobriety during her time on Roni, which she alleged in her lawsuit against him in Bravo, Andy signaled to the many sober cast members they've had over the years, including her former co-star Luann de Lesseps. We have people who have never had a drink during the entire run of the show. Jill Zarin. Heather Dubrow would just have an occasional glass of champagne. So sure, there are people who drink. There are many people who never drink. We don't force anyone to do anything, but no one is secretly hiding liquor bottles on set. That's ridiculous, he stated. We've been very supportive of people's sobriety. Now, when it comes to that, I'll give it to Andy. I do personally think Leah McSweeney's lawsuit is bogus. I think she's suing because it's Mad Day and she knows she's not going to be hired by Bravo anymore. So she's like, well, I'd rather just try and get this bag. I think, to me, it's a frivolous lawsuit. Like, I think it's just Mad Day and she's throwing anything at the wall trying to get a settlement. That's what I think is going on with Leah McSweeney. So on that, I do agree with Andy. I don't think that Bravo had anything to do with her sobriety. Though every choice Leah made was a choice that she made. Nobody forced her to drink. Nobody made her do anything. That was all her. Okay? Regarding Bethany's suggestion that reality stars unionize for better pay, Andy pointed out that Real Housewives aren't drafted. They either want to be there or they don't. If you look at shows like American Idol, Survivor, The Bachelor, or the Below Deck People, 90% or more of the reality stars of them are on for one season or less. Also, acting is a full-time profession. You don't go to school to be a reality star, he noted. Reality stars typically have other jobs. They're bar owners, they're designers, there's doctors. I think the way that Bravo pays people is that it's a buyout. They're buying them out for a show that can be distributed in certain ways. And the longer you stay on, the higher your salary gets. And salaries for people who have been on a long time are really high. Yes and no to that. Yes and no. He also goes on to say, you either see it as having some greater benefit for you or not, he added. Again, yes and no. I think reality reckoning, what Bethany was doing, the spirit of it was correct. The way it was executed was piss poor, in my opinion. I think it was a botched job, the way they executed the idea of the reality reckoning. But the spirit of it, I think, is true. I do think there should be some sort of standard and union and protections to the talent, even if they are reality stars. They're still human beings. They still deserve adequate compensation for the value that they add. Just because they're a reality star doesn't mean that they shouldn't get health care and mental health assessments and help and, medical leave or whatever unions do. You can't work over a certain amount of hours. You have to make a minimum wage or whatever the case is. All of the protections that come with the union, why not let reality stars have that? I think that this is just Andy obviously trying to appease NBC and Bravo because it works out in their favor not to have a union. They can pay people pennies and nothing and exploit them and embarrass them and use that content, forever, however they want to use it, paying these people one time because he's saying a buyout versus residuals, right? So if you're in the union, when it comes to being a talent, you usually get residual checks. How much that residual money is another thing. That's why everybody was striking last year. All the actors and the writers, they were all on strike because they're like, we need more money and we need better conditions, all of that. So he's basically saying reality TV, they don't get residuals. So when they get that one check for that season, that's it. But Bravo can then go play it on Peacock, on YouTube, on whatever they want to do over and over again, have marathons, and the talent, the people aren't getting paid every time it plays. For example, the TV show Friends, every time Friends airs, because it's syndicated, they get a residual check in the mail. And that's what the reality stars want too. So yes and no to that. I think that the spirit of the reality reckoning was right. There should be protections in place. I don't care what your job is. As a human being, you deserve protection. You deserve basic decency and pay and Medicare and all of that stuff. Medicare, what is it called? Healthcare. You know what I mean? You deserve those things. Reality stars are not subhumans. They're still human beings. So miss me with all of that one. And also yes and no on the salary scale. Housewives is not based on tenure. Or seniority. It's not. You could have a housewife come in, and if they're a big name like Denise effing Richards, they're going to offer her a big upfront money. She was like one of the highest paid on Beverly Hills because she was Denise effing Richards, which is why all of them were jealous of her. And they basically bullied her off the show because they were jealous. And that was her first season. Versus like Vanderpump Rules, where that is based on how long you've been on the show. So if you came on the show season 1, you're making more money every single year you're there. But say you come in season 6, you're making more of a base pay than the rest of the people, regardless of who you are. So it also depends on the franchise. It depends on the show, their pay structure as well. Okay. Because he and Bethany, 53, were quite close for years, Andy admitted to feeling hurt by her claims against him and the network before confirming he has no regrets. I'm super proud of what we built and of everybody who's been a part of it. I think most people involved with these shows have been very grateful for the platform, but there will always be a few with complaints. Obviously, it's no fun to be a target. So yes, it's hurtful, but I have no regrets about the way I've handled anything he stated. I know what the truth is and how I've conducted myself, and I will walk tall every day on that. Following the successful hosting of BravoCon last year, fans were stunned to learn that the show would not be returning this year, but as any But as Andy shared, the event is no easy feat. But as Andy shared, rather, the event is no easy feat. Pulling that together is a massive undertaking. We had 150 or 160 Bravo stars there last year, plus 30,000 people and hundreds of moderators and press. And then we did 5 episodes of Watch What Happens Live in front of 2,000 people. It was just a tremendous amount of effort. And when it ended, I remember saying to NBC chairman Francis Berwick, maybe we should skip next year or do it in a year and a half. It will be more special that way. But ultimately, it was a Bravo decision, not mine, he added, shutting down rumors that he was to blame. I talked about this before, and again, this is just my opinion, but Andy, I think you're lying. I don't think Andy Cohen, who loves the spotlight, who loves the limelight, would tell NBC and tell NBC Universal and tell all these people not to have BravoCon. Like, I just don't think that makes any sense. I just don't see it. I think the reason why they skipped BravoCon is because of all of the lawsuits going on. I think they want to make sure everything gets cleared up. I think they were figuring out what they were going to do with Andy Cohen. And I think that that's why they're skipping it this year. You have to think about the 300,000 people. That's 300,000, not 300, that's 30,000, 30,000 people paid tickets. They're not giving up all of that money. They can do it. I think they're skipping it because of the lawsuits and everything going on with Andy Cohen, and they want to clean that up and figure out what's going on before they bring BravoCon back. Okay. Looking back at his earlier years at Bravo, Andy confessed he didn't initially think Real Housewives of the OC would be a success. It took a while, actually. We almost pulled the plug on the first season, he revealed. The production team we hired would rave about all of the great scenes that they were getting on tape, and when we watched them, it was just underwhelming. I remember a meeting where we talked about if we wound up killing the Real Housewife, what would the loss be? By that time, we were 400K in, so we decided to just push forward. In the years that followed, Andy said the series developed into a feminist show with women finding themselves as sexual beings and going through traumas and finding great empowerment. I don't know about all that. Again, Andy Cohen, I feel like Andy Cohen failed up. That's just how I feel. When asked who epitomized the ideal most, Andy first named Real Housewives of Atlanta Portia Williams. She's funny. She is open. She is someone that you root for. She's vulnerable. She's been on top. She's been on the bottom. So she kind of is everything, and you go along for the ride with her, he detailed. Brynn Whitfield on Roni could wind up being that too. Tamara Judge on OC. Kyle Richards is another great example. Again, how tone deaf is Andy Cohen? Portia Williams is one of the most violent people on Bravo. She's had at least 4 physical violent altercations on the show. How is that women empowerment? How is that she's causing trauma? Like, how is that a great example? Brynn on the Roni reboot? What the hell has Brynn did other than pretend like she's a ditz and pretend like she's trying to bag men for money? She's playing this sort of Jessica Rabbit part, which to me, I see completely through that. Brynn is a very intelligent, calculated, strategic person playing this fake role on TV. Tamara Judge, who is so miserable and evil and bitter and is a liar and is nothing but like a nasty person, is the epitome. Kyle Richards, Bio Kyle, goodbye Kyle, who is nothing but a producer plant on Beverly Hills, stirs the pot but doesn't want to talk about her own life. Andy Cohen misses the mark 95% of the time. I am shocked. Oh my goodness. Oof. All right, let's keep going with this. And you guys, comment in the chat box. I don't see any comments. So wait 1 second, you guys. I just want to make sure the chat box is working. You guys, leave a comment in the chat box so I know it's working. I might have to fix this. Let me know if you guys can comment in the chat box. Come say hello. Okay. Okay. Of the women who haven't yet appeared on his shows, Andy admitted Tori Spelling 50 has made a lot of noise about wanting to be a part of them. She definitely bring great drama, but we've never really had a serious conversation about her for some reason. But I actually have mixed feelings about having stars on the show, he explained. When Lisa Rinna was trying out for season 1 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I was very much against the idea, but then she came and it made perfect sense. As for his dream Watch What Happens Live guest, the honor went to Madonna, although Andy said he'd given up on her at this point. At a concert recently, she called me a troublemaking queen because people have slagged her on my show. So I texted her a 5-minute montage of me saying positive stuff about her, so perhaps she got the message. But I am a troublemaking queen. I own that, Andy noted. Publicists consider me a dangerous stop on their client's press tour because I could ask anything, and I do. People consider you a dangerous stop because you are reckless and unprepared and you don't know what you're talking about half of the time. And in the actual world, nobody respects Watch What Happens Live. And I say that as someone who watches Watch What Happens Live. I say that as someone who watches Bravo. I say that as someone who creates content on Bravo. But I think, if we're being honest, I don't think serious journalism takes Watch What Happens Live that seriously. Ugh. Okay. Also, during the interview, Andy was asked about his potential retirement. I'm getting tired of myself, he admitted, but I'm not getting tired of Bravo or of Watch What Happens Live. It's still so fun for me. I mean, the delusion is real, absolutely real, and it's insane. So I want to know what you guys think about this. What do you think about Andy coming out and basically being like, I have no regrets. These are my favorite housewives, even the ones that everybody wants to get fired or have been violent, and adding Black people to the cast to what happened to George Floyd. It's just a hot mess for me. It's an absolute hot mess. I need this to be, I'm kind of done with Andy Cohen at this point, but I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, let's move on to one more Andy Cohen story. I know we just talked about his response about everything, but now I want to talk about him being, quote, cleared of Bravo's internal investigation and how Watch What Happens Live has been renewed through 2025. And I want to talk about what I think is really going on here, okay? So again, this is from Reality Blurb, and it's basically summarizing the Hollywood Reporter article around this. But I'm going to break down what I think is really going on. So Bravo has closed its investigation into potential sexual harassment and drug use by Andy Cohen, stating the claims that Brandi Glanville and Leah McSweeney brought against him earlier this year were found to be, quote, unsubstantiated. Just as Watch What Happens Live was renewed through 2025, Andy was deemed innocent of the accusations Brandi made against him in February, at which time she suggested he had invited her to watch him have sex with Below Deck's Kate Chastain, and claims Leah made in her lawsuit against him and Bravo. I'm just going to come out and say it. Bravo and NBC, in my opinion, they're clearly just protecting Andy, not because, and again, I'll say my opinion, he's actually innocent of these claims, but because it's mutually assured destruction. Bravo and NBC are also being sued. If they come out and say, oh, by the by, everybody, we did an internal investigation into Andy Cohen, and it turns out there is racism, there is sexual harassment, there is drug use, there is blah, 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 that makes them liable, because it's not like Andy Cohen is doing this in a vacuum. He's doing this as an executive, as a boss of the people who are suing them, which makes the company NBC Universal legally liable for the actions of Andy Cohen. So of course they're going to come out with this little bogus internal investigation, in my opinion, and clear him, because by clearing him, they cleared themselves. And because these lawsuits, I believe, are still active, Of course, they're not going to come out and say what they found. I think it's very telling. I don't know if this is how they always do it, but I think it's very telling that Watch What Happens Live was only renewed for 1 year. We are halfway through 2024. This is saying Watch What Happens Live is renewed through 2025. Don't they usually renew things for like, it's like a 3-year renewal, a 4-year renewal, a 5-year renewal for talk shows? That's what I thought. I could be wrong on that. I don't know if they do year by year with Watch What Happens Live or talk shows like that. I know they do it for like a TV show, but I always thought that like for talk shows, like when Wendy Williams, right? Remember when she was like, we're renewed to like 2020 something. And it was like, yeah, she got like a 5-year renewal or whatever the case is. I always thought that's how they did it, but I could be wrong. But to me, Bravo renewing Watch What Happens Live to 2025 doesn't clear Andy Cohen of anything. It just means that Bravo and NBC are covering themselves. Because if they were to come out and be like, yeah, we found some inappropriate stuff, we found some stuff going on, then they would probably have to pay up and cough up the big bucks. And who did this internal investigation? Is it their own HR team? You know what I mean? Who investigated this? Who investigated this? The outside investigation into the recent allegations made by Brandi Glanville and Leah McSweety against Andy Cohen has now been completed, and the claims were found to be unsubstantiated, a Bravo spokesperson told Page 6 on May 9th. In February, after Brandi, formerly of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, targeted Andy with a legal threat, stating that his alleged proposal was an extraordinary abuse of power, Andy defended himself on Twitter, insisting that his comments was an inappropriate joke. Okay. How is it then an investigation says that the allegations are unsubstantiated when Andy Cohen himself said it was inappropriate what he did? How are both things true? How did this investigation say that your claims are wrong, but Andy Cohen publicly came out and said, yeah, I did it and it was inappropriate, but it was just a joke? Excuse me? How am I like, is the problem me? Like, I'm confused. How are the claims unsubstantiated when Andy Cohen himself said, yes, this did happen and it was inappropriate, but whatever, kiki, ha ha, I was just joking? Ridiculous. Weeks later, after the Real Housewives of New York City alum accused him of offering nose candy, to his favored Real Housewives, whom he would then give special treatment, and suggested he and the network preyed on her addiction to alcohol for ratings and ignored sexually predatory behavior, Andy denied any such thing via his rep. The claims against Andy are completely false, the rep stated. On the heels of news of Andy's investigation having been completed, Leah's attorney, Gary Aldman, told Page 6, this is perfect timing. One line so they can repeat it to all of the advertisers at the upfronts. How do you have an investigation without speaking to anyone? As far as we know, no one ever contacted our firm. Now listen. Even though I personally don't agree with Leah's lawsuit, I do think she's only suing because it's Mad Day and she wants a settlement. And I think that if Bravo had brought her back, she would not be suing. I do agree with the attorney. How do you have a reputable, believable, valid investigation without investigating? You see? So to me, this is just another big cover up. And I also agree it is perfect timing. Upfronts is like a big time for like TV. It's when they go and they show all the advertisers which is how they make their money, is through advertising. They can say, oh no, we did an investigation. Andy Cohen's cleared. In fact, we're renewing his show for 2025. All is good. Keep giving us your money. Keep giving us your money. Keep giving us your money. So they have not only the legal incentive to, quote, clear Andy Cohen, they also have a monetary incentive to clear Andy Cohen because they don't want advertisers to balk and take away their money from the network. My prediction is, I think in 2026, I think by 2026, Andy Cohen will no longer be he will no longer be the daddy of the Housewives. Whether or not they let him keep Watch What Happens Live, maybe, maybe not. I don't think he's going to have a huge presence at BravoCon anymore. I think that this is the beginning of phasing him out after they get through the hurdle of all of the lawsuits, because there's multiple lawsuits. I think once all of them are either dismissed or settled, once all that's cleared up, I think that's when they're going to phase out Andy. And that's when they're going to cut ties with him more. But at this point, they have to save face with him from a legal standpoint and also a monetary standpoint. So do I believe that they investigated him in any real way? No. Do I believe all of the allegations against him, in my opinion? No. Do I believe some of the allegations against him? Yes. He's admitted it himself. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I said that, but it was a joke. And also the allegations against him, these aren't particularly new allegations. We've had multiple people have these same allegations against him. Do I think Andy Cohen has his favorites? Yes, we see it. So that's kind of where I land on it. So, and her attorney continues to say, we look forward to reviewing all of the interviews, evidence, and final reports of the investigation that NBC Universal conducted when we received them during the discovery phase of the lawsuit, he added. Gary Aldman also spoke to Deadline saying, our opinion is that no one is going to believe this was a real investigation. That part. Meanwhile, in his own statement, Brandy's attorney, Brian Friedman, declared, I am looking forward to reviewing the details of the report from the independent investigation. Since there was no finding of wrongdoing, there, of course, would be no need to hide or otherwise bury the findings. NBC did not speak with the complaining witnesses, he added. How is that an investigation? Exactly. Following the filing of Leah's lawsuit earlier this year, Andy's attorneys at Gibson Dunn threatened to take legal action against her and demanded she offer an apology. Months later, Leah has yet to do so and has taken no further action against her. And he has taken no further action against her. Of course he hasn't. According to Deadline, sources at NBC Universal have claimed that its investigators attempted to reach both Brandy and Leah through their attorneys. Now, they better have proof of that. They better have a text message. They better have a phone log. They better have an email chain. They better have proof of this because that is easily disputable. We have Leah's attorneys and Brandy's attorneys saying nobody reached out to us. We have NBC claiming that they did reach out to them. That is easily find outable. Where's the email? Where's the text? Where's the pigeon carrier? You know what I mean? Where's the phone logs? That in 2024 with technology, that is easily find outable. Easily. So we don't know who's lying on this one. But I want to know what you guys think about this. You know, what do you think about this sort of, again, this is just my opinion, bogus investigation into Andy Cohen? Is it just NBC and Bravo saving face for the advertising money, you know, to get out of these legal lawsuits? I think Andy Cohen will be phased out of Bravo within the next 1 to 3 years. I don't think it's going to be immediate. All of these lawsuits need to get cleared up first. Once Bravo and NBC have no legal liability tied to Andy, I think they're going to cut bait. That's my prediction. So I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. Do you think Andy probably needs to step down at this point? Do you think he's drinking his own Kool-Aid? What is going on with him? And then also, do you believe NBC's investigation was real? And what do you think is going to happen with BravoCon and the future of Bravo? Put it down below. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Okay. Now let's move on to the future of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Dun, 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 dun. So as you guys know, Ding Dong Dorit and PK, they have announced that they are splitting up. Word on the curb is that PK and Mauricio were filming a scene at the Henry in Beverly Hills. By the way, I love the Henry. If you visit Beverly Hills or if you live in the area, definitely go there. I love the Henry. It's a really nice spot. So they were filming there, and PK allegedly got really upset and left in a huff. We've seen, and I have the photos of them filming at Sutton's party. So season 14 is underway. The girls are filming and the boys are fighting. But let's get more into what's going on. So this is from Reality Blurb. It says Kyle Richards and Dorit Kemsley reunited over the weekend to kick off filming on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 14 at a party thrown by Sutton Strack. After not speaking for months following a tense 13th season of the show, Kyle and Dorit were seen filming with rumored newbies Buzoma St. John and Amanda de Cadnet. If I messed up her name, y'all forgive me. And Kyle's sister Kathy has returned, and Erica Jane, Garcelle Bouvet, and Jennifer Tilly were also spotted. In a series of photos and videos shared by Queens of Bravo on Instagram on May 12th, Kathy was seen in a green dress dancing with Garcelle and others. Now, I snagged those photos, so let's look at them. Now, side note, not to get too woo-woo and frou-frou, but what in the ritual witchcraft spell is going on here? Why are the women dressed like this? Why are they doing spells and chants? I'm scared and shooketh. Now, on the real note, the theme of Sutton's party is surrealism. So that's why they're looking avant-garde, and they have, the big high fashion. It's a surrealist theme. I don't know what this chanting stuff is. Yikes. All right, let's keep going with what happened. Okay. Now, for me, I am really happy that Kathy is back. She's obviously going to maintain her friend of role, which I think is the perfect role for Kathy, is being a friend of. Full-time diamond holder is unnecessary. She has enough power and might to be a friend. So I'm happy that Kathy is back. I think it's going to give a little bit of levity to the show that was missing last season. And I also think it'll be a very interesting dynamic to see Kathy and Kyle getting along. We've never really seen Kyle get along with any of her sisters ever. We've seen Kathy and Kim get along, but we've never seen Kyle get along with any of her sisters. And I think Kathy coming in to be a support system for Kyle while she's going through her separation, I think that'll be a refreshing dynamic and take on their relationship, because we've never seen them in a good place, in like a really good place. We've seen them in fake good places, so we'll see. Kyle and Dorit were also seen sitting at a table together in over-the-top headpieces, with Kyle wearing a fancy floral antlers and Dorit in a very wide rim hat. Okay. Let's talk about Kyle and Ding Dong Dorit. So, as we know, both of them were given ultimatums by the producers regarding coming back to the show. Kyle's ultimatum was, you have to be honest about your relationship with Morgan or you can't come back to the show. But Andy Cohen, when was asked on Watch What Happens Live by Andrea Canning, who I love, by the way, like love her, he said Kyle is always asked back, Andy, shut up. Because number one, you actually don't have the power to hire or fire any housewives. You haven't had that power since 2013. So you actually probably were not even in the room, a part of the conversation, when the executives told Kyle, you need to be honest about Morgan or you can't come back. So pipe down, Andy. Number two, Dorit's ultimatum was, unless you're going to be honest about the state of your marriage with PK and that he has moved out of your house and is living in a Beverly Hills hotel, allegedly, you're going to be demoted to a friend of. We'll give you three episodes as a friend of, but you're not coming back. So clearly both women came back. And clearly we saw Dorit on her Instagram come out with a statement about her and PK separating for their friendship and for the sake of their children. They're taking time apart. They've had a rough time, blah, blah, blah. So Dorit clearly said, I need my Bravo check and I'm just going to have to open up about what's going on because I need the money and I want to be on TV. I still want my 15 minutes of fame. And let's be honest, they need the check, in my opinion. Now, whether or not Kyle is going to be honest about her and Morgan, to be honest with you, I don't think she actually can be. Because what I think the truth is that her and Morgan were a PR relationship. It never was what they were trying to make us believe. Again, that's just my opinion. I don't think it was this Kyle is a late in life lesbian and she's having this affair with Morgan, who's barely 30 and blah. Like, I never bought that for a hot second. I think Kyle was going through it. She found Morgan music. She reached out. Morgan's team was like, this is a great opportunity to make some money, to get to go mainstream. And so it became a friendship / relationship of mutual benefit and convenience. And the whole lesbian storyline, they milked it, is what I think. And Kyle can't say that. She can't be like, yeah, I was just lying because I wanted to be relevant. I wanted to make Mauricio jealous. I was going through it. Morgan can't come out and be like, yeah, I was just, doing it because my agent told me to do it for ticket sales and merchandise sales and to get a bump in social media and to raise my star profile. So they can't tell the truth, in my opinion. They can't. I don't think we're going to see Morgan. I think that Morgan is just going to be phased out. Morgan's already like, I don't know where Kyle is. I haven't talked to her in months. She scrubbed her Instagram account of anything to do with Kyle. We haven't seen her post about her. Kyle is out here saying, Morgan is one chick I text in the morning. Everybody blows up this friendship, yada, yada, yada. I don't think we're going to see Morgan. But to be honest with you, that's the best thing. I don't really care. I don't care. Not anything against Morgan, obviously. I don't know her. She seems like a lovely human being. So I don't mean that in like a personal way. I mean that in like an entertainment way because we're talking about a TV show. I don't want to see Morgan and their fake relationship. Morgan literally called Kyle a stalker. That's what she said out of her own words. She said she stalked me. That's not somebody who's in a loving relationship with somebody, right? So I don't want to see that. Kyle's obviously back on the show. I want to see Kyle be honest about what Mauricio did or what she found out that made her lose the trust, that made her go over the edge, where she is now separated and he has now moved out to his West Hollywood bachelor pad and they've taken it to this level. What really happened? Is it the Dorit cheating allegations? Is it the resurfaced rumors about the trans sex worker affair? Is that what happened? Is it the fraud cases? Is it him not being there for her emotionally when her friend passed away? Is it a combination of all of those things? But I want to know what's going on, the real going on in her marriage. And then also, do we want to see Kyle dating? Do we want to see her in her single girl era? That would be wild to see Kyle kiss another man or date somebody on TV when she's coming out of a 27-year marriage. At this point, they've been married maybe 28, 29 years. It's 2024 at this point, right? That would be wild to see Kyle date. But I need something that's authentic and real from Kyle, not her just attacking people for asking normal questions on a reality TV show, not her telling us it's none of our effing business, not her having flying monkey mouthpieces, no more Teddy Mellencamp's, no more Ding Dong Dorits, no more Anna Marie Wileys. And it better not be Kathy, because I really like Kathy, but Kathy, you can get it too. I don't want anybody coming on the show and being Kyle's mouthpiece and bodyguard. It's enough. Kyle's a grown woman. She comes after people in their lives all of the time, talking about we need to be honest, we need to tell the truth. This is what you signed up for. Well, you too, Kyle. So I don't want to see anybody being her guard dog or her mouthpiece. I need Kyle to put her big girl panties on and tell the truth and be honest and show us what is really going on. Because you have amassed a $100 million fortune for you and your family being on our TV shows pretending. I want a refund unless you stop pretending. Now, I think the big storyline is going to be about Dorit and PK, and is there infidelity? Is there bankruptcy? Is there fraud going on? I think we're going to get realness and juiciness from them. I think it'll be easier to get realness and juiciness from them. I'm interested to see what happens. You know, I don't want it. I need it in like a pathological way. I need Kyle and Dorit to look each other in their face and address the cheating allegation. I need PK to look Mauricio dead in his face about the cheating allegation. I want the fourth wall broken. I want it to be raw, uncut, unedited. I want the extended Peacock version. I want it all. Like, I need that to be satisfied. Like, I do. It's like, it's pathological, guys. Like, I need that. I need it. Otherwise, this entire franchise is baloney. It's BS. Because we haven't gotten that. We've gotten them one-liners skirting around the issue, but we haven't actually had a real sit-down, woman-to-woman, man-to-man, face-to-face conversation about that on a reality show about marriages. It's called Housewives, literally in the title. Without that, whatever performative junk they're doing, I don't care how much they want to dress up, dress down, doing this weird witchy poo ritual, surrealist crap. I don't care what ayahuasca and Joshua Tree, all that other crap they do is it's a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of BS. Because that is the undercurrent question of what's going on with these two women, with these two ex-best friends, with these two men, with these two ex-business partners and ex-friends. Like, that's the real undercurrent. And Kyle did not cut Dorit off simply because Dorit said, oh, Kathy wants you to take a little bit of responsibility 2 years ago at a reunion that eviscerated Lisa Rinna. No, Kyle didn't cut Dorit off for that. She may have been pissed. She may have, given her the silent treatment, but Kyle did not cut her entire friendship off with this woman because of that. There is something much deeper and darker going on, and I need that explored in like a pathological way. Okay. Sutton wore an antler headpiece as well as was spotted with Bozema, Amanda, and Erica. Now, I'm excited to learn more about Bozema. If you guys don't know, she is the ex-chief marketing officer of Netflix, and she's also an author, public figure, all around bad chick. So I'm excited to see more of her. I have never heard of Amanda, so I'm looking forward to learn more about her. In an additional image, Kyle and Sutton were seen with Garcelle, Kathy, Jennifer, and Dorit. Now, Jennifer Tilly, I'm wondering if she's still a friend of, but maybe in a more predominant way, like more of a part of the cast rather than just going to brunch with Sutton. So I'm excited to see more of Jennifer. I wonder if she's a full-time diamond holder or just a more predominant friend of role. Either way, I'm here for it. I think she's great. She's a vibe. She's super fun. Okay. The season 14 cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills has yet to be officially confirmed. However, according to the blonde Puerto Rican on Instagram, both Bozema and Eva LaRue, but it just came out from TVD. Shout out to Candy Cane Adam who sent this to me. Allegedly, Eva is not joining the show. Allegedly. We're said to be in talks at the end of last week, although only the former seems to be true. Yeah, so Bozema seems to be the correct one joining. So, yeah. We'll see. I want to do a deeper dive into Amanda and to see who she is. I'm hoping, and then we can talk more about her. I am hoping that Amanda is like a quirky socialite, a little bit eccentric, super wealthy, married, because I don't think Bozema is married woman. I want to see more married women on the show, and I want to see really rich women on the show who are kind of quirky and eccentric. So I hope that's Amanda. And I'm not married, so I'm not shaming anybody for not being married, but I do think a big part of Housewives franchise in general that is missing, other than on Jersey, I would say other than Jersey, because Jersey I think is the franchise with the most married women on it. I could be wrong, but I think so. I think a big part, maybe Potomac too, but I think a big part of what's missing is that we keep getting housewives that aren't married. Sure, they're divorced, but like I want married housewives. That's more fun, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Okay. So as always, put it down below. What do you think about this new cast for, let me see. Here's a better photo. Okay. So let's see what do you think about the cast? So we know Erica Jane is coming back. Same old with her, lying through her teeth, playing the victim, whatever. Ding Dong Dorit is back. She's going to be opening up about her separation with PK. I think we'll get more juice from PK and Dorit. Vile Kyle, goodbye Kyle, is back. I don't think we're going to get any truth from her, and it's going to fall flat. Garcelle is back. My only note for Garcelle is less of your children, more of you as the woman. We know you're a phenomenal mother. We know you're a great businesswoman. I want more of Garcelle, the woman herself. Sutton, I'm happy Sutton's back. My note for Sutton is if you're going to date on the show, make sure you're not just dating actors from Central Casting, because I didn't believe anybody you dated this season was real. I think everybody you went on the date with was booked by your office manager, okay? Jennifer Tilly, no notes, love you, more of you. Eva is apparently not joining the show. She was rumored to be, but she's not. I'm actually okay with that. She's a fantastic actress. I don't think we need more actresses on Beverly Hills. I don't think we need any more actresses. I think we're good. Bozema, she was the CMO for Netflix. She's an author, boss babe. I don't think she's married, and I'm excited to see her. I think she'll bring a good flavor. She seems really cool. I've never really heard her speak or anything like that, but her energy just seems really fresh and really fun. So just on a gut level, I feel like I'm going to really like her. I think she's going to be very fresh and very fun, very outspoken, a little bit of life and joy added to the show. I hope. That's my gut feeling on her, but we'll see how that shakes out. Kathy, I love that Kathy is back. My notes for Kathy. Number 1, don't come for Sutton. I don't want to see Kathy versus Sutton. Leave that alone. Let that be, sweetheart. We don't need to see that. Also, yes, of course, you can have Kyle's back, but don't do it in a way where you become her mouthpiece and you become her pit bull and guard dog. Keep your own personality, keep your own friendships intact. Keep the things about you that we love. Okay? Keep the things about you that we love. Okay, now Amanda. Amanda is a British photographer, actress, and media personality based in Los Angeles, California. She began her entertainment career in the 1990s, first as a presenter for British series The Word and The Big Breakfast, before moving to LA to briefly pursue an acting career. Okay, so Amanda, and this is from Wikipedia. Or no, this is from her website and from Wikipedia. Okay, she's 51. She is married. Hallelujah. And she's friends with Jamie Lee Curtis. Okay, bet. I'm excited for Amanda. Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited for Amanda now. I think she's going to be really cool. Okay, her husband is he's Nick Valenci, and he is a part of The Strokes and CRX. Nice. He's also younger than her by about 8 years. He's 43 and she's 51. You go, girl. Yeah, he's in The Strokes and CRX. All right. Okay, I'm excited. All right. I am excited for this now. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for Amanda, and I'm excited for Bozema. Chef's kiss, bravo. Chef's kiss. Good job on your casting. I think that's going to be really fun and really great to watch. So I'm looking forward to it. So as always, I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. What do you think about the new Housewives, the dynamics? And yeah, I think I'm getting excited for it, and they're starting to film. So as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share, and leave your comments down below. So our last story, I just had to go back to our BFF, Andy Cohen. So John Mayer is setting the record straight on his, quote, friendship with Andy Cohen. I kind of feel like if you have to set the record straight, I don't know. So this is according to The Hollywood Reporter. It's no surprise that this week's The Hollywood Reporter cover story on Andy Cohen would garner some attention. In it, the Watch What Happens Live host and Bravo producer spoke candidly with co-editor and chief Mayor Roshan about the accusations that had been swirling around the Real Housewives franchise, from onset sexism to racism to alcohol and drug abuse, breaking his long silence about the controversy. But the part of the interview that would garner the most attention had nothing to do with any of these claims. Instead, it was rather a tangential query regarding the longtime friendship between the openly gay Cohen and straight rocker John Mayer, a relationship that has speared reams of coy stories in both tabloids and the mainstream press. Quote, your friendship with Mayer has been the subject of intense speculation, Roshan noted. People seem dubious that a straight rock star can have a close platonic relationship with a gay TV personality. Let them speculate, Cohen replied. I honestly love John Mayer and he loves me. But because we are so affectionate to each other, people don't know what box to put that in. They assume we are sleeping with each other, which we are most definitely not. Okay. Now, disclaimer for any new candy canes. Whenever we talk, and you guys are going to hear me say this ad nauseum, but I will always want to repeat it. Whenever we talk about sexuality, it's coming from a place of inclusivity. I believe everyone is equal. So if I'm going to, give it to the straight people, I'm going to give it to the gay people, I'm going to give it to the trans people, I'm going to give it to the bi people, because we are all equal. And it's all coming from a place of love and inclusivity. So if we talk about sexuality and we get candid and we get frank and we get honest about it, it is by no means to be hateful or shameful or any of that. I just think we can all get it because we're all equal. Okay. The reason why people speculate about John Mayer and Andy Cohen is because of photos like you see on the screen. To me, that is more than a friend. If any of them, John or Andy, were a woman, you would have the same speculation. If it was two women, if it was Kyle and Morgan, same speculation. If John was a woman and Andy was a woman, same speculation. I don't hold my platonic friends like this. I don't. My man will hold me like that. Or if or your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your lover. This is not how two platonic people hold each other, in my humble opinion. But people have different ways of showing affection. Don't they also live together? I heard, and I could be wrong, that John and Andy live together. Again, maybe platonic friends, but two people who are multimillionaires, both in their own right. Why y'all shacking up? They both are multimillionaires, and you need to tell me y'all need to shack up and live in the same house? Are you saving money? I'm confused. Why y'all shacking up? And I don't care if it's two men, two women. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There would be the same speculation if it was the opposite sex. Because how you're moving seems like, to be honest, John Mayer and Andy Cohen, in my personal opinion, have more sexual chemistry than Kyle and Morgan ever did, in my personal opinion. And for him to be like, well, let them speculate. Boy, bye, Andy. Boy, bye. Okay. This snippet in a 5,000-word interview quickly went viral, with dozens of news outlets from CNN to the Daily Mail to Yahoo News picking it up. More surprisingly, the question caught the eye of a certain rock guitarist, Mayer himself, who was moved to write the Hollywood Reporter the following response, which is printed in here full, and it's on the screen, so I'll read it to you guys. Hi, Mr. Roshan. I read your interview with Andy Cohen and was intrigued by your line of questioning regarding our friendship. You posited that, quote, your friendship with Mayer has been the subject of intense speculation. People seem dubious that a straight rock star can have a close platonic relationship with a gay TV reality personality, end quote. I think this is somewhat of a specious premise. First, there is a long and storied history of, quote, rock stars, not mocking, just won't refer to myself as one, being gay icons and artists. Second, I think that to suggest that people are dubious of a friendship like mine and Andy's is to undermine the public's ability to accept and understand diversity in all facets of culture, be it in an art or in real life. I'd like to think they're sophisticated enough to see a relationship like ours without assuming it must include a sexual component. That turns the concept of being gay into an ignorantly two-dimensional one, which I know it's not. I don't question that at all. I love intelligent discourse, and I hope you'll find this email to be, but I bristle at the selectively flimsy logic meant to coax an answer when the premise itself is so deeply flawed and quite possibly not even quantitatively true. Quite simply, if someone is dubious of a platonic relationship between a straight man and a gay man, I don't think that shallow a view deserves clarification by anyone with self-respect, be it Andy or your publication. Reinforcing the idea that any gay/straight relationship needs qualification, that it's not sexual, devoids anyone involved of their dignity. Respectfully, John Mayer. John Mayer, shut the hell up. That to me is a response that he had to use the thesaurus, the dictionary, Wikipedia, Google, all of the things to put together that nonsensical, trying to sound smarter than you are, using big words out of context that stringed in a sentence literally mean nothing. John Mayer, shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. Oh, like, please shut up. Please, like, stop it. Like, tell me you're having sex with Andy Cohen without telling me you're having sex with Andy Cohen. Get out of here, John. This is the thing. Nobody is questioning whether or not a gay man and a straight man can be friends. Nobody's questioning that. How you, and by you, I'm talking to you, John Mayer, how you and Andy Cohen interact is sexual. Andy literally said the affection we have with each other. You allegedly bought a house together. Why? Like I just literally said 5 minutes ago, both of y'all are multi-millionaires. I'm guessing you could buy a house on your own. What the hell? Like, that's why people, and look at the pictures. You're literally holding him by his waist and putting his butt in your groin area. That's why people are speculating on whether or not y'all are smashing. Not because one is straight and one is gay, but because you're acting like you're smashing. You guys are always high as a kite in public, and that's not speculation or me defaming. This is them. They've said it. Andy Cohen is a huge proponent of, 420 and, all of that stuff. This is what they talk about themselves. This is not me defaming them or lying on them. This is what they talk about themselves. They are always wasted, and like, not that has to do with anything. You could always just, smoke a doobie with a friend, I guess, but whatever. I digress. What I mean is, it's not because John says he's straight and Andy says he's gay. It's because of your actual behavior towards each other that people speculate. John, you could be a woman, or Andy could be a woman. It could be opposite sex, and we would still speculate. The fact that you had to bring out your thesaurus and use words that you probably don't even know how to spell and have never said before in the world, thou does protest a little bit too much, John Mayer. This is going to require a very strongly worded email from John Mayer to the editor of The Hollywood Reporter. How dare you ask Andy Cohen a question that everybody in the world has been asking in a expose interview in a publication? Excuse me, John Mayer, this man was literally doing his job. But you're going to write a strongly worded email with all of these big, bad words that you learned on Grammarly. Boy, bye. Go write a song. Go talk to Sheena Shea. Go threaten Taylor Swift. Because John Mayer, you are highly sensitive. And don't send me an email, John Mayer. I'm not saying you're sensitive by I'm not saying that because of gay and sensitivity. I don't mean it that way. I'm not equating being sensitive with being gay. So don't even come at me with a strongly worded, Googled worded email. What I meant by you're highly sensitive is that you are a very sensitive person. And what I mean is, when Sheena Shea, who in the stratosphere of the world, John Mayer was clapping back at when Sheena made the insinuation that she had hooked up with John Mayer, which she has been saying for years, by the way. This isn't the first time she brought this up, that her body is a wonderland. And I believe Sheena. I don't think Sheena is lying about her body count. I don't think Sheena is lying about hooking up with John Mayer. John Mayer, who you would think would be busy hanging out with Andy Cohen in their shared house in the Hamptons, he had the time to clap back at Sheena Shea, at Shishi. That's what I mean by you're highly sensitive. If I'm a John Mayer, I'm not clapping back at a Sheena Shea. That's going over my head. That I don't have time for that. Whenever somebody who should be, whether it's economically or socially or statusly or clout or celebrity, is clapping down at somebody, not that anybody inherently on a human level is better than anybody else, obviously not. I'm just talking about the layers and levels to, quote, celebrity and influence and power. That's what I mean. Who is supposedly beneath you in that celebrity stratosphere. When anytime somebody is clapping down to someone, to me, you're being highly sensitive and you're defending something because a hit dog will holler. That's what I mean by you being highly sensitive, John Mayer. And the fact that you felt the need to clap back at the chief editor of The Hollywood Reporter, which is a very respected publication in the entertainment world. This isn't a reality blurb we're talking about. This isn't a, Radar Online. No. The Hollywood Reporter is a legit publication, which is why Andy Cohen is even doing these interviews with the Hollywood Reporter, because it's damage and reputation control for all of the allegations and lawsuits he's in. But anytime you have someone who should be up here clapping down at a reality star down here, To me, it means you're guilty. Because people who are, quote, up there don't have time to clap down to nonsense. But you're clapping down because you're trying to hide something. You see what I'm saying? So I just can't with Andy. I can't with John Mayer. Like, I'm sorry. This is why people speculate, John. Maybe don't have your hand all on this man's butt and pushing him in your groin area. You know what I mean? Looking like y'all about to go smash after this to celebrate. Maybe don't do all of this and then wonder why people are asking if you're smashing. It has nothing to do with the fact that anybody has any issue or problem with a straight man being friends with a gay guy. Nobody cares. Nobody's checking for y'all like that. But the way you move adds to speculation. So please pipe down, go write a song, go smoke a doobie with Andy, and leave us alone. Let the Hollywood Reporter man do his job, which he did, and calm down. Calm down. Ugh. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this. What do you think about John Mayer with his sensitive self feeling the need to clap down at Sheena and clap up to the Hollywood Reporter when sometimes saying nothing is the best way to prove your point? But to me, this is beyond friends. This is beyond friends. I don't lean into my friends like this. And you know what? Andy Cohen is best friends with Sarah Jessica Parker. Best friends. I don't ever see Sarah Jessica Parker pulling Andy's butt into her lady parts section. Do y'all ever see that? No. Just saying. Anyway, put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. And as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. So with that, I'm going to drop the link in case anybody wants to come up and chat with me. If not, I will go through your candy cane questions and comments. All right. That's right. Again, shout out to Carrie. Thank you so much for becoming a YouTube member. Shout out to Anna Grape. Thank you for being a YouTube member. I truly appreciate you guys. Juanita says, I can't with Andy. Hey, Juanita. Hey, sweetheart. Renee says, hello. Hey, beautiful Renee. It says, you mean his favorites. That's that part. That part. Deb says, all is coming through, Candy. Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. Thank you. Renee says, I agree that two things can be true at the same time. Yes. Deb says, I've been done with Andy for a few years now and only rarely watch if the guests are more interesting than Andy. Same. 100%. Renee says, I think Andy will still be there. DGF is laughing. Hey, Cancer Queen. Hey, sweetheart. Because I don't think Kyle will tell the truth. She will say some BS excuse to not be honest. I'm tired of Kyle. Girl, me too. I don't want to see Kathy coming for Sutton. I agree. If Kathy's coming back, which we know they are all filming and everything now, I agree with you. I don't want to see Kathy coming for Sutton. I don't want to see her as Kyle's mouthpiece. Yes, defend your sister, but you don't need to do it as being her mouthpiece. I agree. Mademoiselle says, Bozema has a sad love story. Oh, no. I'm sure we'll hear about it on the show. Oh, no. Hey, Chanel. Chanel's Reality says, Renee, I agree. Kimberly says, new cast looks great except Erica. I'm looking forward to the new season of Beverly Hills. You know what, Kimberly? I am too now. I am too. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like I'm going to like Bozema, and I feel like I'm going to really like Amanda too. I don't know. Maybe they got new producers, new casting, or maybe they stepped up their game, but I'm excited for the two new people. And I'm happy that Eva is not coming. Nothing against her. She seems beautiful and she's a super talented actress, but just, I don't know. I don't need any more actresses like that. Hey, Nataski, she says true. Hey, sweetheart. Juanita says, Candy, is it true John and Andy bought a house in the Hamptons? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Word on the curb is that they have a house together. So that's why people are speculating, Andy. Where's the photo? Here it is. That's why people are speculating, because you guys have a house together. Hey, Natasha. Hey, Natasha.
Hi, hold on. Let me turn down the vowels. I'm being unprofesh.
Just jump in when you're ready, okay?
No, I did. I lowered it. Yeah,
Okay.
like I swear, like we're like right before you said thou protest too much. I literally wrote that too. I'm like, it's giving thou protest. And as I'm listening to it, I'm like, it's giving like word salad. Like you just literally got a new Sephora. Like what is it called? I almost said Sephora.
The Saurus.
Thesaurus app, and you're like
Mm-hmm.
looking up words. That's really what it sounded like. Someone who was trying to sound smart
100%.
and trying to use like certain words to like intimidate or like kind of. It's almost like he was trying to get like it was like a word salad to try to just talk in circles, not really saying much while still saying a lot. It was just annoying. I don't understand. Like, yeah, grown men. The thing is, it's like friends don't act like that though. That's the thing. It's like, okay, I get it. You like you're joking, but like, are you joking every single time? The joke's a little excessive if that's what it is, don't you think?
I agree 100%. It's a hot mess. Say hi, Mama. Say hi.
Hi, Mama.
This is my mom, you guys. Hi.
Can they see me?
No, they can't see you.
Hi, Mama Candy.
They can't hear me either.
Oh, no, they can. Wait. Say hi again.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Go ahead.
I was just saying again, hi, Mama Candy. So good to hear from you.
That's Natasha. I had my headphones in so she couldn't hear you.
Oh.
All right, keep going. My mom just popped in.
I was like, what does Mama Candy think about all this? I'm just kidding.
We will. I love you.
Love you too.
Okay. Keep going, Tasha.
But yeah, it's just like it's too much. I feel like they've been doing this off and on for a while.
Playing right in our faces. Right in our faces. And this is the thing. I don't want to say like someone has to quote come out or tell their truth when it comes to their sexuality or identity for whatever reason, good or bad. That can be a struggle for people. But don't act like we are coming for you when we are just saying any human being, gay, straight, trans, or bi, whatever the case may be, behaving like this with another human being, gay, straight, bi, trans, whatever the case may be, we would be like, oh, y'all are smashing. So it's like they're conflating or rather deflecting with the sexuality question when it actually has nothing to do with their sexuality. It has to do with how they are actually behaving and moving.
And this was his big night.
Exactly.
And like, why are you posing like that on his big night? Like you're the proud boyfriend.
Exactly. Like, this is my boo thing. This is my baby.
Yeah, like
100%.
you're supporting your man.
Mm-hmm.
We get it. But yeah. I don't know. I hate when they like try to like gaslight us or like whatever and be like, oh, you guys are just like, come on, like stop. You've been doing this for far too long. And we're only commenting it based on what you're showing us. If you don't want us to make these assumptions, I don't know. Maybe don't make these poses because everyone knows this is like a prom picture pose.
Thank you. And how he's leaning into him. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
The
sorry.
second picture, it's no that. Okay, like the first picture, you could maybe say, okay, they're joking, but it's a weird place to joke on his big night like that. But the second picture, that is love couple.
Exactly. Kimber says they look like they spoon well together. Exactly.
Right? Like John is clearly the big spoon and Andy loves it.
Andy's the little spoon. Yep. And why do they have a house together?
That's very strange.
They have it's like they have they're multimillionaires, both of them individually. Why
they both
are you
have the
buying
wealth.
a house together?
It's very weird.
No.
Do we know how many houses? Like, is he really on the deed? Like, I'd love to know.
I just Googled it and I got a Reddit thing. It says it is possible they're buying a house together as an investment property. That's not unheard of. I do think it's unheard of for two friends to buy a house together as an investment property when both of them are multimillionaires in their own right. Why they could just buy it themselves as an investment property. Usually, I would say this again, and this is according to Radar Online. It says, new roomies alert. Close pals John Mayer and Andy Cohen allegedly hunting for Hampton's home to buy together. In a real estate twist that has tongues wagging, John Mayer and Bravo icon, well, icon's a loose word, Andy Cohen was spotted house hunting in an upscale Hamptons region of New York. Insiders spilled that after the Gravity singer became a frequent house guest of Cohen's, the pals reportedly decided to go in on a piece of property. Yeah. John has been Andy's house guest many times, but now Andy's talking about getting a house together. The source alleged of the Hollywood duo. The prospect of cohabitation has piqued interest as to what exactly is going on here. The insider noted that all the attention Mayer and Cohen have received from buzzing around their potential real estate moves hasn't hurt their decision to look for homes in the Hamptons either. Of course not, because they're dipping it and doing it and having fun. Meanwhile, the two of them are loving the attention, the insider continued. They get off on knowing people are speculating about them. While one insider claimed Mayer and Cohen were eating up headlines about their friendship taking an unusual next step, a source for the Watch Happens Live's host network dismissed the rumors that Cohen and Mayer were considering purchasing a home together. The Bravo rep denied claims as, quote, completely false.
Yeah. You're like, yeah, and I don't know. I'm kind of like not looking for it. I'm over this Beverly Hills stuff.
Okay.
And they're weird, like Rothschild party mock off. Like, I don't know what that is. It's just like,
yeah, it's giving ritual.
It's giving, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just like really over Housewives in general. It's kind of just giving me like, it's weighing heavily on me. It's just like, I don't know. It just seems it seems like I almost feel obligated to watch it now, even though I don't feel drawn to it really anymore. Or like, it just, the energy seems a bit like just not in line with me anymore. I don't know.
No,
like,
I hear you. Off. I hear you 100%. Like, I think I'm going to do New Jersey tomorrow because I said I would. But I was watching Jersey and like, it wasn't even that toxic. It was just boring as hell.
I never liked Jersey.
It was boring. I was like, this is what everybody is up in arms about? These like weird women sitting around yapping about nothing? And then randomly just screaming at each other. Like it was just boring. I was like, this is what everybody is talking about?
New Jersey is like the East Coast Mafia version of the OC. And I've always thought that. And like both of those franchises I've never been into. I don't know why. They're just like, both of them are just like the kind of people that they attract. I don't know. It's just like not my people. I don't know. I don't really look for them for any kind of, oh, like that's an awesome blah, blah, blah. Like I'm just not, especially like, I like both of them. I feel like they're on the same caliber. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, I know what you mean. I feel the same way about, like Ariana and Sandoval. I'm like, I'm tired of this. Like, I'm tired of talking about Tom. And to be honest, I'm at the point where I'm like, leave him alone. Like, it sounds weird, but like, I'm kind of like, just leave Tom alone. And like, I'm tired of talking about Ariana too.
I'm tired of talking about all of them, really.
Right?
They're just, I'm over them. I was over them for a while, and then like it kind of reunited some stuff when I was like, what am I doing? Not me getting sucked in. This is stupid. Oh my gosh.
We'll have to find more things to talk about with the Candy Cane crew because we still got to rock and roll, guys. We just got to find stuff. So if you guys have any things you want me to cover or talk about,
I mean, you know, I was looking into those true crimes. They were getting me. Like that weird
Micah Miller.
Yeah. I was like, what is this? I feel like there's definitely something up with his family. Like his dad has some weird stuff. I don't know. There's some sketch, and I feel really bad for that lady. Like hell she was in. Like I feel like she got sucked into like a weird GROO, you know.
Yep.
kind of situation when she was young, and then she thought she was like doing the right thing, like within her faith, because you know how some of those churches are.
Yep.
And like, yeah, I feel really bad for her because she seemed like, when I saw a video of her, she does seem very sad and like a sweet lady. I don't know if that's a vibe I got from like the video.
Yeah. The saddest part is I feel like she was like on the road to like she was like almost free. Like she
Yeah,
almost got free and they took her out, in my opinion.
so do I. It's sad, and I hope he gets the justice he deserves, because he does not seem, he seems like a danger to society.
100%.
And then his like new GF husband allegedly had a similar fate. Like, you can't make this stuff up. It's like, okay,
I hope
what?
I hope the authorities are like looking into it and
I
just
know.
pretending like they like and just like telling the public that they think, you know, she did it to herself, but they're secretly, that's what I hope, at least, that they're secretly investigating, but they don't want to let on that they're investigating because they want the people to be sloppy. That's my hope.
I don't know. But you know what you know what's embarrassing that I've been watching on Hulu?
What? What?
It's embarrassing.
No, come on. It's me. I mean, and all my followers.
And the internet. Love Island, Australia.
Oh my God, how is it? Is it good?
I think it's from 2019. I'm not joking.
Okay.
But I got sucked in because it's like, it just kept playing. And I'm like, oh, this show's still on. I forgot it has like 500 episodes per season.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was thinking about something. I find it very interesting how like they vote in real time what they're doing. And I just goes to show like what we were talking about before about like how the United States reality TV works.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there such a long in between?
Such a delay.
Why? And it takes away from everything. And I feel like they could get away with it prior to when social media, but the fact that we have social media now, and also over there, it's always been a shorter turnaround. Even with scripted shows, it's been shorter turnaround. I felt like especially in like the UK, but like I just feel like, but over in Australia, especially, I don't know if they do in the UK, they take over their social media, so like nothing is leaked. So like they can't be like posting and like while the show is airing, they can't be like leaking stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, when we get a play-by-play like real time on social media for like 9 months, and then they want to play a season from 9 months ago, and we're like, we were already here when this was happening. Okay, great. We see an edited video cut of that. Great. But like, we already know everything.
Right.
And now it just kind of feels like they're like almost acting. It feels like they're almost acting because had we not, it's almost like we saw behind the curtain, because like we saw what was really happening. So now we're watching them react, but almost in like a very staged way that seems inauthentic. And like, although all these shows are pretty much inauthentic now, it's still kind of annoying to like be very aware of that.
Yeah, you at least want the option to like suspend belief,
right,
and pretend, but it's too much now.
It is. And that's what I'm ultimately, I guess, struggling with a lot of these shows. They need to, like, they can't, like, the way the world works and social media works and media, you can't be doing the same, like, operation you've always done. You're going to have to adjust.
Revamp it.
You're going to have to speed up the turnover time. You're going to either have to, like, make, like they do overseas, like, implement a strategy to where I can't really see them taking over social media. I feel like the United States, like I feel like Americans would be like, oh no, you're not taking over. Like, you know, I feel like it would be like culturally that wouldn't go over well.
Right.
But I feel like they do need to do something about this almost year long turnaround time. Cause it's just, we're watching stuff that's almost a year old. After we already saw it play by play on social media. And it's just like, it's taking away from the show. And like, people are just like kind of getting annoyed. I know I can't be the only one. Like, you know?
Yeah. I'm more excited that they're for more fresh faces because we don't have that problem with shows with new talent. It's really only the shows with old talent. Not old in age, but old as like being on the show for a while. So I'm excited we're getting new people.
What do you mean, like new talent? Like a whole cast of
Like,
new people, or just a few? Like I'm talking with
well,
other shows. When you're referring to other shows,
with other shows, like for example, Vanderpump Villa. You know, that's like a new show with like all new people. So every episode does seem like new and fresh because it's like new.
yeah, we don't know
Not
these
sort
people
of like
at
we don't
all.
know these people. So like everything is coming out after the show and after the airing, which is way more exciting and fun versus like the people who've been on the show forever. And now everybody is trying to do the Scandal effect. Like they're picking up cameras in the OC to cover Ryan, Jen's now fiance. I think he's being investigated by the FBI, some like Major League Baseball scheme or scam. So now they're picking up cameras.
Schemer scam.
Right, like everybody is like picking up cameras, and it's just like, ugh.
They need to stop. They need to calm
They need to
down.
stop. And I'm so tired of like the fraud people. Like now it's like you almost have to be a crook to be on a show.
Is that a requirement? It's
I
looking that
know.
way.
It's like, are you married to, related to, dating someone who is being investigated by the FBI?
And would you like to exploit that while making money and possibly a divorce? Well, come on down.
And also recording everything as evidence that we are required by law through the subpoena to turn over to the FBI.
Yeah, so it's looking like a win-win. So again, come on. Like, I
Yeah.
can't. It's too
I'm
much.
excited for Amanda, though. I'm excited to meet Amanda and Bozema.
Who are these two people again? I missed the beginning of it. Can
So-
you show me the picture?
It's on the screen.
Okay, so the lady in front in the orange who looks like a beauty queen, who's that?
That's Bozema. She was the chief marketing officer of Netflix for I think like 17 years, something crazy. And she's also like an author, public speaker type person. She's like all around like girl boss. I believe she's divorced. Let me see that. Let me look her up real quick. She was married to Peter St. John.
But how do you spell
Oh
Bozema?
no, he passed away. Oh no, she's a widower. He passed away.
How do you spell
In
Bozema?
2013. Oh, Bozoma. Aw.
Image. I knew someone. I went to high school with someone whose last name was that. I always thought that was a cool last name.
He had cancer.
Oh,
That's so sad.
where's she from? She looks like she's from.
She has a beautiful daughter. Oh, that's so sad. He was only 44. That's so young. He had cancer. So sad. She's from, I don't know where she's from.
Oh, it looks like she's like part Ghanaian and Kenyan.
Mm.
I was gonna say, yeah, she looked kind of Kenyan to me.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah,
really
that is sad.
It is
How
sad.
old is her children?
Her daughter,
They must be older, right?
I think she just has the one girl. She looks around like anywhere between like 8 and 14.
Oh. Okay, so who's the other one? Is it
And the other one is Amanda.
is that the girl with the hand under her chin?
No, that's Eva. Eva is she's an actress on like CSI Miami.
I was just gonna say I recognize her.
Yeah.
I couldn't
but
remember what.
apparently she's not joining. She was just rumored to be joining. Amanda
Okay.
is the girl next to her with the black eyeliner.
I mean, what's her last name?
Her last name is Cada. Hold on one second. Amanda. Cadenet. Cadnet.
She's British.
Mm-hmm. And she's
She's
married to the guy from The Strokes.
the lead
Yeah.
singer?
I'm excited. I don't know whether it's the lead singer or the guitarist, but he's in The Strokes and he's in CRX.
Oh no, he's a guitarist.
Guitarist,
But
yeah.
yeah.
So I'm excited for them. I think that these are great additions.
Yeah, she seems cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this. I think they both are great additions.
But I would just like, I'm done with Kyle. Like, there's nothing left to, she's just annoying at this point. Like, what is she giving? She's
Agreed.
getting absolutely nothing. She's just pot stirring, being annoying, being entitled. Like, she needs to go. She doesn't want to share her life. She wants to play these stupid games and throw around her sister's name.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm over Kathy.
I just don't want Kathy to be her mouthpiece.
I was so annoyed when she showed up on that reunion. I'm like, this lady was not on the show at all. Why are you having your sister come on when everyone else had to deal with their hard stuff on their own? Like, Kyle is such an entitled baby, yet she is willing to do it all to other. Like, she's such a. Her character is just the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that she expects to get, I think, I don't know. It's just, I think is it because of her relationship with producers? Like, what is actually happening?
I mean, Andy Cohen said it. Kyle's always welcome back. Doesn't seem like anybody who has any incentive to change.
Exactly.
If you know you can't be fired, why would you change? Why would you change your attitude? Why would you change anything?
Why would I do hard things? Yeah, if I have zero consequences.
Yeah, he literally said out of his mouth, Kyle is always welcome back. Not that he is technically he's not supposed to have that. I know.
Is she leaving?
Freddie!
Hey, Freddie.
You can come join us if you want. I dropped the link if you want to.
Oh my God, we haven't seen Freddie in so long.
I know. Sincera says, Eva's from All My Children.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can, for some reason, like, I have this like flashback of her in like a dramatic scene. Your laugh today is hilarious.
Mine?
Yeah, you've done it twice. You're like, oh,
oh no.
It's not that bad, but I definitely amped it up enough. But like, it's just funny.
All good, all good. But
Oh
yeah, I'm
my
excited
God.
for Amanda and I'm excited for Bozema. I think that they are going to be really good additions, and I hope that the energy of the show shifts. I hope it's not too dark. I think it's going to shift, hopefully. Hopefully.
Yeah. Freddie, are you going to come up? Can you just tell us in the chat? Because we want to chat with you for a little bit.
Yeah, we love you, Freddie. You're always welcome.
We miss you.
We do miss you.
But at least just don't let us hanging. Just let us know. I'm just kidding.
Our little reality diamonds. We miss you.
I'm like, he's probably like, you're annoying. Can you leave me alone?
Where's Adam? Where's boss man Adam?
I know.
It's like, fine, have a life. I see how it is.
I know. The nerve.
The nerve. How dare you? How dare you?
Does he even know? I didn't even realize. I didn't get a notification. I didn't even know. I just happened to like click on and I was like,
you know what it is? This live, he probably wasn't even. What happened with this was I was supposed to do it a couple days ago. And then
that's the one I sent you, right?
Yeah, this is it. So maybe something went wonky with the link and stuff. And plus in the beginning, like I wasn't getting any comments, like no comments were showing up. So I think this link to something wonky happened with it. But I was supposed to go live a couple days ago and then I broke my laptop. And so I didn't even have a laptop. Yeah, I broke it. And I had tried to unlist it because I didn't want you guys to like think I was going live when I wasn't, because I had to wait until I go to Apple to get a new laptop. but you, for some reason, you guys can still see it. And like you sent it to me, and so did Adam. And I was like, you guys can see that? It's supposed to be unlisted. But then I didn't know how to fix it just on my phone. Like I didn't have the studio. Freddie!
Hey,
We love you!
Hey.
Oh
how
my
are you?
god. Sound off.
Did
On
you hear me?
anything
I'm
you
like,
wanna
can
talk
you just
about.
let us know?
Sorry, yeah, no, I had to download the app and everything, but I'm here now, which is good.
Yay!
Finally, I'm around at a time you're going live, which is exciting. But
Whoop, whoop.
I've got so much to say on this. I
Sound
mean,
off. I'm
Yay.
literally gonna mute myself and just
Me
let you
too.
talk. So you go.
I think the casting changes, I think we can all agree on here that they were very much needed. I think the person I'm most excited about that's one of the newbies is Bazoma. And the reason I say that she's going to be the most exciting is that it's been a while that we've had someone that's come in as a successful business person in their own right. You know, they haven't relied off being a celebrity or marrying some rich guy to be where they are. And you know, she's had executive jobs obviously at Netflix, and she did that for 17 months, where I believe she earned around $15 million in that time. She's also been an executive for like Apple and some other big companies as well. She's also gone through a lot in her life. So I believe she had a husband who sadly died of cancer. She had a child that died stillborn as well, and she's written books about those as well. So I think, you know, we're going to get the lifestyle, the luxury from her, the business side, but we're also probably going to get to see her real, true story of things that are relatable to anyone, no matter if we're rich or poor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she'll be good. Now, Jennifer Tilly, I like her. I've always enjoyed her appearances when she's gone on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. However, I'm still uncertain whether she will be a friend or not, because Andy, the last time Jennifer Tilly was on Watch What Happens Live, Andy more or less asked her, like, why won't you be a housewife or a friend at the show? And Jennifer said that she didn't really like the nastiness and things, and that she just prefers watching the show and appearing, you know, as Sutton's friend, whether that's going to an event or having a lunch with her. But she didn't really want to be on the show more than that because of the nastiness. So if she is a friend of the show, I'm going to be really interested to know what sort of change her stance from last year staying on Watch What Happens Live, that she wouldn't want to be more than a guest.
I would say Lisa Renna being fired and Anna Marie being fired.
But I mean, okay, yeah, Lisa Rinna's a problem, but why would Anne Marie Wiley affect how Jennifer Tilly feels when she didn't really know Anne Marie Wiley?
Because Anna Marie Wiley went so hard for Sutton, who is Jennifer's ride or die.
That's true, but
By
she
like
said,
association, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think
that's
that now that it's sort of, because sure, it's like Kyle, but like nobody's really like intimidated by Kyle Richards, right? So it's like nobody else on the show now has sort of dark energy around them. I get Kyle, whatever. Whereas, so I think the people who were really that darkness that I think Jennifer was referring to is now gone. And I think the fact that Erica and Sutton are probably allies now also helped, because before they were going against her, because I really think that Jennifer is aligned with Sutton.
yeah, and I've noticed that both Jennifer Tilly and Erica Jane do follow each other on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. I think that we're gonna see Erica, Sutton, and Garcelle. I think that they are going to be the new trio alliance, and
Well,
then
I
we're gonna
think,
have. Oh, go ahead.
and I think Bazoma could join them as well, because you know, these
Exactly.
women,
Yep.
they're all single, they're all, you know, divorced or, you know, unmarried, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, Erica, Sutton, and they're always sort of the ones up for fun.
Yep.
And of course, Dorit's going to sort of be in this grieving stage of, you know, not having any money, and the fact that, you know, PK, that divorce is happening, or that they've separated. And a lot of people have been saying, well, it's just convenient. It's convenient. However, I do believe it's true. And I've spoken about this before, of that we have seen a lot of hints
Mm-hmm.
that all is not well within their marriage. And in fact, um, Dorit and PK did an interview a few months ago with Alex. Dorit and PK did this interview with Alex Baskin, who is the executive producer, and he's one of the heads of Evolution Media, which is the production company for RHOBH. And PK basically said, like, he is sort of like insecure of the fact when him and if he's not like the main person, or him and Dorit are not on the same footing. And he
Mm.
sort of felt insecure about that at Housewives,
Mhm.
because obviously the focus is on the woman, not and husbands of Beverly Hills.
Mhm.
So I think, yeah, we were getting clues of the fact that he felt very insecure with that. And Dorit more or less said that she hates that and wish PK would sort of stop trying to get involved in the show. So I
Mhm.
think the fact that Dorit's probably the main breadwinner in their household, she's
Yep.
getting the most spotlight, she's getting the most attention. I think that's been a massive contention in their marriage, because
Mhm.
Dorit will be in a 7th or 8th year now going into Housewives. So
Yeah.
so that will, I think, have been brewing for quite some time. And then with Kyle, I don't know what's happening with Morgan, but now that split's happened, and Mauricio's bought in 8899
Yep.
Beverly Boulevard, and I believe he bought the $5.63 million condo there. And the reason it
Mhm.
did that is it was sold by someone in the agency, and I just don't see Mauricio being the type to give commission to a rival.
Oh, so
Exactly.
he just recently bought a bachelor pad?
Yeah,
Yes.
a two bedroom, 3 bathroom apartment in West Hollywood.
Not West Hollywood. Okay.
It's in the same building that Matt Damon has a unit as
Yes,
well.
exactly.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
because you were like, what's Matt Damon doing?
I know. I was like, aren't you married with children, Matt? Like,
What's with these bachelor pads, guys?
Well,
No.
I think his is a bigger one. It's like a 3 bedroom one, and Matt and his family, I think, mainly live. They have they sold their house in Pacific Palisades, and then they
Mm.
moved and they bought some house in Brooklyn. And I think he's also got somewhere in Boston. But
Yeah.
obviously, because he's still an actor, he probably needs somewhere to live when he's filming things in
100%.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
So I guess he's probably bought it because he'd rather have his own space that his family can stay with him, rather than just being in and out of hotels.
Right.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Because it's got 5-star facilities. This complex.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. And Beverly Boulevard's a really nice area. West Hollywood itself is a little grimy, but when you get into like the really nice places, it's like it's a reason why Matt Damon and Mauricio are living there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that I thought was interesting. And then
Mhm.
the new girl, the blonde girl that's a friend that you have on the far right, can't remember her name, but I know she's
Amanda.
British. Amanda, yeah, she's
Yeah.
British.
She's your people, yeah.
And I believe the way she got onto the show, from what I understand, is
Mhm.
that she is a good friend of Jamie Lee Curtis's.
Yes.
And Jamie Lee Curtis allegedly was the one. So what Bravo do is they don't just go to Housewives. So people that have appeared on the show that don't want to be on the show, but they think, are friends with wealthy people. Evolution, I
Mhm.
believe, from what I heard, went to Jamie Lee Curtis and were like, we're looking for some new cast members, some housewives, some friends of, like,
Give
do
us
you
some
know
people,
anyone
yeah.
that, you think could fit the bill and be the type of person that we're looking for? and allegedly she recommended Amanda.
Yep.
And so I think they're going to pass off Amanda as being this new friend of Kyle Richards's. But
Yep.
Kyle doesn't really know her that well. She knows her through Jamie Lee Curtis.
Ugh, another Anna Marie.
Right, here
But
we go
at least this
again.
woman Amanda's going to be a friend of, and Jamie Lee Curtis confirmed, which I'm surprised
Yeah.
she was allowed to do, actually.
Well, I mean, it's Jamie Lee Curtis, so I'm sure they're like, you can do what you want, Jamie Lee.
Well, they're stupid if they have that ideology, because then you cause a lot of problems if you let one person do one thing and not other people. But Bravo have always had this problem.
Exactly.
And this is exactly why
Exactly.
Bravo spiral into a lot of problems.
Yep.
I mean, it's
100%.
like dealing
It's like
with
different
someone
rules
that
for
will
different
never-
people.
Yeah, and this is why Bravo, if they've not got it in over a decade, there's no way of helping them. It's like dealing with an addict. They can't be helped.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to Amanda and Bozema. I think that they are great additions. I think casting finally stepped it up and like did their job and cast a wider net. I think that go ahead. No, you go, Freddie. You go.
Well, I mean, Bazoma, I think they were looking at a couple of years ago, but I think maybe it was because she was in the Netflix job then, and she wouldn't have been allowed to work for Bravo, which is a rival to Netflix. So so Bazoma was probably like, well, I can't really get into negotiations with you because I'm the head of marketing for Netflix type of thing. But now she's gone, I think, and I reckon the reason that she's chosen to do Beverly Hills is she must be planning to set up a business of her own.
Yep, she's definitely
Because
gonna have.
I've not
something,
heard
100%.
because I know she's like
or maybe something philanthropic. You know what I mean?
I know she does philanthropist.
Yeah, well,
stuff.
I knew I said that wrong. I'm like, I started saying it, and I was like, wait, I can't abort.
I know she does like speaking and all of that type of stuff. So I think it's to promote that. But someone like her who's had top jobs at these top companies, I think she's got to a stage where she's like, I've worked at all the most profitable companies in America, and I'm now ready to sort of do my own thing.
Yep.
So I think that's why, and I think she's using Beverly Hills because it's going to be the perfect way for her to be able to, promote this brand or company that I believe she's probably going to be creating whilst on the show.
100%. It's the perfect platform.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you, Freddie. I think that's a fantastic and like spot on opinion, and a really smart business move for her.
I mean, it's a bit like, Lisa Vanderpump's done very well at it and things. And I think Bazoma, she's got business acumen. And I think, she's not one of your stupid Beverly Hills types. This is a switched on person that's got, a track record of doing very well at top companies. And I think she sees it in the same way as Lisa Vanderpump, that reality TV, the Bravo fan base and the show is a perfect vehicle to springboard herself and be a recognized entrepreneur.
100%. I kind of feel like reality TV is almost like a social media platform.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It's almost like that. It's almost like you're using it like the way influencers are going to use like a TikTok or an Instagram to promote their stuff. It's just another vehicle and platform. And I think Bozema has a certain type of gravitas like Elisa Vanderpump. I think that was a perfect comparison, that she will be taken more seriously doing the reality TV, but also being that businesswoman with whatever product or platform or service she's 100% going to be promoting, because it would make no sense for her to come on the show with no offering.
Exactly.
That would be such a wasted opportunity.
Yeah, and I just don't see her being the type to do that either. So I think it's definitely there. The other thing I like about Bozema is that the shallow thing I like about her is that finally we've got a new housewife that doesn't live in the valley. Because Bozema lives in Malibu.
Oh my God, Malibu is so fun. I was just looking at it's speaking of Netflix, Ted Sarandos, if I'm saying his last name correctly.
Sarandos, yeah.
Yeah, he's leasing his Malibu place for like $65K a month, and it's gorgeous. I was just reading about it in Forbes properties. You should go look at it. It's gorgeous. Malibu is like fantastic. And the last housewife, or maybe only no. The only other housewives who lived in Malibu was Camille Grammer, who obviously has real money through
And Denise, right?
and Denise Richards. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
and those, had real money through like their own endeavors and their husbands and X, Y, and Z, whether it's Charlie Sheen or Kelsey Grammer, but they have like the real money. But this is the first time we're getting, in 14 seasons, only 2 other people have lived in Malibu, and Malibu real estate is like creme de la creme. Like it's chef's kiss. So that will be fun. Like I'm excited that she has like money.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And I think the
super
reason
excited.
that they've casted the net this season to answer that question is that
Mhm.
they've been forced to, because they've
Yep.
done such a crap job, excuse my French,
You're
at
fine, love.
casting for the last couple of years.
Yep.
They've got to now bring people in that are going to be interesting, that are going to draw attention and be interesting, be something that we haven't seen on this show for some time.
Mhm.
And so that they've had to really up their game, and this cast, I'm hoping they have. So I suspect with Jennifer Tilly, if she's a friend, they might have maybe offered her a bit more money than they usually would with a friend, because
Mhm.
I know Andy has wanted her on the show sort of just after Sutton came on.
Yeah, and you're right. Their casting has been horrible. Like Diana Jenkins, horrible, one and done. Anna Mary Wiley, horrible, one and done. Crystal Minkoff, I mean, I think the way she was either edited or the way she chose to come across was a missed opportunity. I think if she would have really shown her personality and lifestyle, it would have been different. But so that's a little bit of a hot and cold hit or miss, but like not the
I
best
think it was a
either.
combination of both when it came to Crystal Minkoff.
Yeah. So you're
She
right.
put
Yeah.
herself in situations where she allowed herself to be badly edited.
Mm-hmm. And she harped on things way too long.
Way too long.
Way too long. Like, girl, move on. Like, move on to the next
Like
thing.
abort ship. Like, what are you doing?
I wonder how Erica is going to be this season.
I mean, Erica, that's going to be an interesting one.
Right?
She's going to be friends with absolutely anyone if it means retaining her check and staying on that show, because she doesn't have Tom anymore. She needs the money.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think it's be very interesting. And in true Bravo form, as a fraudster, which I think she is, in my opinion, allegedly, they gave her a redemption arc. Last season was completely Erica Jane's, for her personal storyline, was her redemption arc. They gave her a freaking spinoff.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
And I think she will stick with
I
Sutton
forgot
and
about that.
Garcelle potentially, based on the fact
Yeah,
that
100%.
other than Erica, Sutton and Garcelle were sort of the only other two guaranteed to come. There's obviously Kyle, because Bravo will never fire her. But other than Kyle, Sutton and Garcelle were the only 2 people that were asked back. So Erica knows that she's in safe company with them and that they keep up their work. They're not going to get fired.
Right. She's latching on to the safe bets.
Yeah, she has to. She has to if she wants that money. She's got no choice.
I wonder what and Dorit's kind of on an island. I wonder what's going to happen with her and Erica, and obviously her and Kyle. But I wonder what Dorit with the other women is going to be like, because she's clearly not welcomed with Garcelle and Sutton.
She's not welcomed with them. I mean, obviously, her and Kyle have had issues going on. Whether they sort that out this season, they might do. They might bond over being separated at the same time and all of that type of stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, Dorit, I found for the last couple of seasons, she's sort of been on her own island.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she's even said that before. She described herself as that. She's like,
She
I'm on
did.
my own island. Yeah.
Yeah. Which honestly, when she said that, I took it more as her admitting that she's really nobody's friend. Not that she doesn't have friends, but she's nobody's friend. She was like, I know the two of them are close, and I know you guys are over there, but I'm on an island by myself. This was during the whole Kathy Hilton, Erica, Kyle, Diana, Garcelle, bots situation.
Yeah, because she's not been smart enough, and she's not known what to do after the Fox 4 fake fucks got
busted
disbanded.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, and she sort of, they've all gone their separate directions or been fired, like Teddy the Nat, for example, and Rinna and all of that. So, and she's sort of not known how to regroup after that. She got too comfortable with the Fox 4-5, and now she doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, she had
because they've had so many casting changes. You know, these new people that they've had for the last, you know, that have only lasted a season. It's not like you can really, you know, that's not worked for her. So, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what she gets up to this season. But what do we think about this Eva woman who I've heard allegedly is now not going to be doing the show? Apparently, they didn't come to an agreement when it came to contract negotiations. And from the pictures that I've seen of filming so far, I've not seen her pictured anywhere.
Same. I'm okay with her not joining because I don't want Beverly Hills just to be like the place where like TV actresses go to retire. You know?
I've never heard of her. Is she well known or what?
Yeah, she's not like a star, but she's like a well-known working actress.
Like TV, like soap operas.
She was on All My Children. She was on CSI Miami. Like,
I
she's
watched that.
So, like, she's definitely somebody that people will recognize. So she is a legitimate working actress.
And I think we've been there, done that, gone for the actresses, and they've not worked.
The soap stars, the actresses.
I think change the recipe, get people in like Bozema, who are a new recipe of something we haven't had on Housewives before that I think will work.
I agree.
But do you think that any of these friends could potentially get promoted to a housewife? Because I know that for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, they do like having a minimum of 7 housewives.
I bet you Amanda.
Because they usually only have 2 friends. Their ideal is to have 2 friends and 7 housewives.
I think it'll be Amanda will be bumped up to a full housewife, and Jennifer and Kathy will stay friend of.
Yeah, because I mean, Kathy's made it clear she's not interested in being a housewife. Jennifer, again, she was sort of said she's not really interested in that. So I reckon she won't. She's accepted the friend role, but I'm not sure whether she'd be willing to take on a housewife role. So yeah, I think this Amanda woman would get it, but only if she proves to be good. So we'll see.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think she'll bring it. At least I hope she does. I'm excited for her.
But I'm going to be interested to see if the whole thing, apparently Mo and PK went out for dinner and PK stormed out.
Yeah, they were getting lunch at the Henry.
And
maybe they broke up.
Well, it's caused the rumors to come back that Dorit and Mo were having an affair. And people wonder this because, you know, they were going through marital issues at the same time. They've both separated around the same time as well. And so a lot of people, and the fact that PK stormed out of this thing, he's talked about his insecurity on the show. It's making a lot of people question and wonder, well, you know, did something happen there? Now, it might not have been a full-on of, you know, it might have been a one-night stand. It might have been they got with each other once on a holiday or something. But something, I think, happened.
Yeah, maybe
there.
they swapped
I agree.
or something.
I think the absolute bare minimum, and I mean bare minimum, is that Dorit is so, in my opinion, overtly sexually attracted to Mauricio. And I think that Mauricio is kind of like, you know, popping edibles and the head is in the clouds and he's like, yeah, whatever, man. Like, you
Well, I
know?
think
I think that's
Mauricio's.
bare minimum. Bare minimum.
I think Mauricio was the person.
That's
that
very
she,
minimum, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mauricio was the person that she thought she was going to be getting when it came to PK. I believe PK sold her a lie. He made her believe he, had this £1 billion property empire and he was doing well. He'd, had ownership and managed, and had been on the board of football clubs and all of this in UK and stuff. And then, yeah, that was his life once upon a time, but it wasn't when he met Dorit. And I think Dorit maybe realized that she'd sort of been conned.
She met him
And
on the
so
tail end of that. Yeah.
Mauricio's the guy that does have the successful property business. He's alleged to be worth 100 million.
Mm-hmm.
So is that why she likes Mauricio? Because he's the type of person that Dorit did want.
I think Dorit
I think she thinks he's hot too.
I think Dorit was in on the con with PK up until her children got a little bit older. And I think she had no problem being like the Bonnie to his Clyde, alleged insurance scams, the bankruptcy, whatever shady businesses they were doing. I think she had no problem with that until her children got a little bit older. And I think once that happened, she then was like, you know what? I'm kind of done with this. Like, I want more stability. And just like you said, I think she wants the real deal now. I think she's done scamming and grifting. I think she wants a guy who is hotter physically than PK, probably younger because she is younger than him. And I think she wants a man who has like, Mauricio has a lot of fraud going on too, but I think she wants a man with like, quote, legitimate money. I think she wants to level up once the babies are now older. I think that is what the switch is with Dorit. Because I think she's just as much as a grifter as PK, and that's what brought them together.
With
but
all her businesses.
Right. But I think once the kids got bigger, she's like, well, wait a minute. I'm tired of the grift. I think she's kind of like, I'm too old for this.
Dorit wants some rich financer guy in his early 50s.
I want a guy in finance, 6'5". Wait, I want a guy in finance, trust fund, 6'5", blue eyes.
Where's that
type of thing? And I mean, look how
it's a trend on TikTok.
You know when Sutton had that dating woman that came to her house last season?
Oh God, yes.
Look how interested Dorit looked at looking at all the men that this woman was suggesting.
Yeah, she was like, it was like a kid looking up like a catalog.
She was like, do you have a business card? Because
Dorit was like, oh,
she's like, I'll be in contact with you shortly.
I mean, and Dorit was more or less like to Sutton, if you don't want any of them, like, I'll have them type. Like, she made a joke, but I think she was really serious about it.
Dead serious.
I mean, we know. I mean, I would not be surprised if she took that woman's business card and be like, I'll be calling you next year.
Exactly. Hey, Mel.
So yeah.
Karen's blue eyes. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100%. I think that this season will be, I think it's going to be fresher, especially with Bozema and Amanda. And I think it's going to be more interesting and get some life back into it, because last season, I'm sorry, it was a goner. It was boring. Oh my God, Adam! Were you there the whole time and I didn't scroll down? Hey,
how criminal.
Hey.
Oh my God! Next time,
I was like, can someone check the local London hospitals? Where is Adam?
I know. Next time, DM me or something.
Not the hospital.
Or private chat, so I know you're there. I'm sorry, I fumbled the bag. Adam, Mel, welcome.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
I was going to say about Eva. And Eva, we know her very much here in America because she was on All My Children. But the funny thing is, she is very close friends with Kelly Ripa, and also her husband, because on My Children, she played Kelly Ripa's husband's sister for a long time. So now we know that Kelly Ripa is very close friends with Andy Cohen. So I'm not too surprised that the connection between Miss Eva LaRue and the housewife things, because she's very connected in that world. I'm not, she might be interesting to have on the show.
It fell through though. She's not coming on the show anymore.
Is she not coming on anymore? Did they fired her?
It fell through. That's
Yeah.
what everyone's.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what we were discussing earlier, but
Negotiations.
we've not seen pictures of her
But-
anywhere.
oh, that's bad.
But well, it's only bad if they can't find a decent replacement that isn't like the disasters that we had for the last 2 years straight with the beg and with the nurse who cares about her esophagus too much.
Esophagus. I was going to say too. Okay, but Dorit, because I think I heard this too. It's so funny that Dorit came in on her season. She was not liked that much when she first got there. She had a lot of issues. Now, all these years later, she's back on the island again because she's not really connecting with the remaining people. Listen, I think Lisa Vanderpump, she must be just smiling in her tea, because all the ladies who kind of pushed her out, they having a lot of difficulties on this show right now. They have a lot of difficulties in their relationships and businesses, and it's kind of crazy that the Fox, whatever their name were, they all having issues.
Well, exactly. They were jealous of her, and I think because they had their own problems. I mean, Lisa is just doing. She's on cloud nine compared to all of these people who were bashing her with that, as I like how Freddie calls it, the fake Fox 5 or whatever you want to call these idiots. I mean, she's got a show coming up
who wakes
with
up
Gordon
in the
Ramsay.
morning and who makes up in the morning and goes, I want to be in a group with the Nat? I mean,
Yeah, someone who's on LSD, clearly, because like that. I'm intrigued in Bosima. I think I'm pronouncing her name correctly. I've seen her before on Bloomberg because she was the CMO at Netflix, but I have quite some high expectations from her because when googling her, her Netflix package came up when I was, and in her time at Netflix, she made $14 million. So I expect to see some substantial. And as Freddie said, she lives in Malibu, which is a massive change because Encino is just an overrated place that is in the valley, and the valley is not what Beverly Hills is. I mean, if you had Adrian Malouf and Lisa Vanderpump on the show in this current moment, they would be so bored out of their mind that they had to drive to the valley. But interestingly, I kind of like her as I overheard just when I was in backstage, you discussing her as a Lisa Vanderpump style person, with the business entrepreneur background. It's not a wannabe TV reality star from shows and stuff, and kind of that Lisa Vanderpump, Adrian Malouf business kind of perspective will be interesting. But there needs to be a minimum of 7 housewives. Well, 7's the magic number. Like more than 7 was a bit chaotic, but 6 kind of didn't work, and 8 was, and 7 just for Beverly Hills and Atlanta. Those 2 shows with the caliber, 7 housewives and 2 friends, as Freddie said, is kind of the magic recipe. And I assume Bosima, from what I saw on Instagram, has been in touch with Garcelle. So I assume Garcelle possibly knows her well, or knows of her fairly well.
I mean, the 2 people I saw that follow her are Garcelle and Dorit.
Yeah, but Dorit probably just followed her from that party. I doubt Dorit knew of her.
Yeah, I agree.
uh,
Unless she's hoping Bozema can find the other co-founder of Netflix to date her or something,
the other person,
or at least the managing director of Netflix would probably be good enough for Dorit.
I mean, the other Malibu resident that Candy forgot to mention was Yolanda. She lived in Malibu.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
because David Foster has real money.
Because and her house was quite substantial
Her house
because
was amazing. That refrigerator, shut up.
And that view of the that view, that priceless view.
But didn't Eileen live in Malibu too? Eileen?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, she did, but it wasn't anything.
But her house wasn't. Yeah.
No, listen. I was going to say when you said that's the first thing I thought of when I thought of Malibu. I always thought of Eileen because not her house, because I know Brandy ripped it apart and she had a good time with calling it Frankenstein or whatever she called it. It was crazy. What she was. Brandy's a hot mess, but she was very funny with her reads. She absolutely was. But yeah, that was when I remembered. I remembered. I think it's the Witch too. I'm not sure if the Witch was out there because I'm not sure. It was just a couple of them over the years was out in Malibu. But I definitely remember Eileen because I remember that party. I remember the cards and Kim and the pushing and the shoving. Yeah, that was definitely iconic moment. So I remember Miss Eileen's house and the cards and everything like that. I do remember Eileen.
I'm the opposite. I tried to forget Eileen. She was a sleeping pill. I'm surprised she made it. I'm surprised she made it pre-season.
I don't think I didn't think that Eileen was the most compelling woman. I remember the moments around her, but I didn't like Eileen. Well, I think she was a decent woman and a spiritual woman. I didn't like that she kind of co-signed all of Lisa Rinna's destruction. I didn't like that
she was the Rinna arsewipe of the show.
Exactly. She was.
You said she was.
Freddie, he didn't hear. Say it again.
She was the Rinna arsewipe of the show.
Well, yeah, she did. She did have a role. That's true.
I think the show should be interesting, but the fact that Dorit is full time in itself is just a joke to me. How is this possible? With
the PK split, I see why.
Yeah, I know, but it's just her and just the way with their phony lives. Like I don't know. To me, I liked her in her first 2 seasons, and then from season 9 and this Puppygate nonsense, she went down the wrong road.
She did.
To me, her and Kyle, out of all of them, were the ones that upset me the most in that season 9. Renna was a narcissist as usual and nasty, but those two upset me the most because they were the closest to Lisa, and but I have I can already see though, as much as Freddie said, Dorit might want to have both of his Netflix dating contacts of all the executives. I don't see them getting on. I really don't. I see them clashing actually.
What? Because Dorit's obsessed with being racially insensitive,
and she's just not. And she's just, as you guys said, not only is she on an island because she's not getting on with many people in the group, but her personality is on an island. I mean, she says chic like it's like so many times in one sentence, like she thinks she's
God bless Miss Jamie Lee Curtis, because she was so gracious that she, even though she knew, because she lived in Hollywood all her life, that chic comment was just too much and too pandering, she did make her feel very nice at the reunion. So you know what, it was a sweet gesture and thank you. But yeah, it was a lot. But I was going to say, Miss Candy, I heard you say something. I wasn't on YouTube for that much. I didn't know Dorit and PK was getting divorced. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, they announced their split a couple days ago because
What?
word out the street was that Bravo producers gave her an ultimatum and basically was like, if you want to come back as a full-time diamond, aka come and get this check, then you have to be honest about the state of your marriage and if PK is
Oh,
living in a hotel in Beverly Hills. And then right before filming started, like 3 days ago, they come out with a joint statement on her Instagram that they are taking time apart, they're separating to focus on their children, blah, 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 blah. So yeah,
She
they did their
announced it
they announced their separation
whoa.
the night before
the
filming.
night before filming started. Yep.
Oh,
And the gag is Mauricio liked the post.
I know, that was hilarious.
So I'm like,
He
okay,
wants Dorit
that
living
was
in
quite-
his little bachelor pad
that-
as his little
was
side piece.
priceless.
Mhm.
That
And don't
was
forget the blind
priceless.
item. And don't
He
forget
he
the. Do you
he
guys
wants
remember?
his Doritos.
He wants his Dorito cake and eat it too. Do you guys remember that blind item where allegedly, I don't know if this blind item is true or not, but allegedly Dorit and Mauricio had a breakup pact that they were screwing, smashing, having their little affair. And Dorit wanted to make it official. And so they had some sort of breakup pact. Like, if you break up with Kyle, I'll break up with PK.
Oh my God.
And now it's both happened. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but that was a blind item. I think it was either on Dumas or Crazy Days and Nights or something, but it was a blind item. And this was right around the time when everybody was talking about Mauricio and Dorit.
So this, you know what this is making me think about? Now, I don't want to bring it back to Potomac, but this is giving me
Okay.
Robin vibes because I'm shocked. I didn't see that her relationship was so terrible. She had issues. I didn't like her as a character, but I didn't see that they were going to break up. I didn't see this. I'm surprised that this is what they're doing. Yeah, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that they're getting divorced.
There was rumors out that he had left the marital home for a long time, that he was living in hotels in Beverly Hills. He was always in London. And then this season, last season, she was saying how like they were going through problems. She wasn't sure if they would make it. And if that was also in response to Erica Jane at BravoCon, remember when they were like, oh, what couple do you think is going to split next? And she said PK and Dorit.
Wow, she did say, you know what? Maybe Erica. Well, I thought she was being mean, but maybe she.
I think Erica knew. I think she was onto something.
Wow.
As much as Erica gets flack, Erica does spell it out at times, and I think Erica, you probably, from what we saw in last season, it kind of sounded like Dorit spelled it out to her in confidence, and Erica was like, enough. Like, I'm actually going to do you a favor and save your job by putting this out there.
I agree. I mean, we've heard 18 months of this, the rumors that all is not well, if not for longer. And we've been hearing more and more stuff, and now it's got to the ultimate boiling point of they've separated.
But if anything, though, she should be thanking her because she saved her job. I mean, producers pretty much said to her, it's either you stay with your broke Peter Griffin wannabe or you stay on the show.
Did you say Peter Griffin? Adam, stop it.
I mean, Adam does have a point. He is the poster child for obesity.
And I mean, he is the person that was. I can just imagine, 10 years old, ordering McDonald's every day of the week. Like, that's him for me. Like,
you guys, oh my gosh.
I mean, the guy to me, he needs free airplane tickets to even leave to go to London. So those flights are expensive. I
don't think he's that bad. Is he really that bad?
Yes, of course.
Disclaimer, there's nothing wrong with anybody's size, but go ahead.
I mean, Dorit's even admitted that he lives an unhealthy lifestyle on the show.
He's not that fat.
I mean, he's admitted, but he has 3 packets of crisps a day. So
3 packets of
And
what?
we saw him stuffing his face.
I know
in
that
one of those
that may
episodes.
be a norm for some people, but like especially in England, if you told people I have 3 packets of crisps a day, they're going to be
Yeah.
giving you the eyes. They will give
Wait,
you the eyes.
what
Yeah.
are crisps? What is that?
Like potato chips.
Oh my god!
chips. Chips.
I
Oh,
did
yes.
not. I forgot that you're on a different planet when it comes to words. Oh my god.
No.
What's a nightclub?
I've been to England, and I remember they have amazing chips. Actually, they have like even I don't know, like Indian flavored.
Let Candy and I tell
chips.
tell Freddie this about Kimberly and Natasha said in a previous live to Candy and I. Adam and Candy, what's a nightclub?
What's a nightclub?
Oh yes, yes.
We're like, what?
Really?
How
What?
do you not? Exactly. I was like, how do you
But
not
you
know
call
what a
them
nightclub
nightclubs in
is?
America.
Exactly.
No, there are different types of bars or whatever, cocktail
They're
nightclub.
not, it's not a bar.
A nightclub is a type of bar. I
We've
could see if you
understood
said
that now.
If you said what type of bar, then sure we could say it was this type of bar, that type of bar, a dive bar, a fancy bar, a night, whatever. But a nightclub
Well,
is
you're
a nightclub.
educating us, and we appreciate it greatly. Thank you. Hey, I have an excellent idea for a Bravo show in which it would be called The Real Brits of Beverly Hills, because there
Oh.
are so many lovely British people there that are, in show business or have come from show business. When I lived in California, my favorite radio host was Steve Jones on KLOS. He had the very best guests, all the greatest musicians. So many of them do live in Beverly Hills. Anyway, there's Robbie Williams. I don't know if he still does. I don't know if he sold his homes, but
He lives in Hollandby Hills now.
Oh.
He sold his house to Drake, and now Drake's trying to sell it for 88 million.
Holy cow.
Drake. But wasn't Robbie's wife was supposed to join Beverly Hills, but then she backed out.
Yeah, and I remember you saying
Remember?
ages ago you were happy that she backed out. I remember.
I mean, that's probably saved their marriage.
I wasn't necessarily happy she backed out. I think she backed out because I think that her and Robbie are divorcing or will divorce or are separated. And I think she was going on the show to divorce, but it was so clear that's what was going on that she kind of backtracked from it.
Why do you think they're getting divorced?
I don't think they are.
Just from what I saw when it came out that she was coming on, like the interviews that they were doing, how like they didn't sleep in the same bed anymore and how they weren't having sex anymore. Like I think when couples, particularly famous people, in interviews are planting seeds that they're not having sex, not sleeping in the same bed, they're basically just co-parents, that's kind of wetting the ground for a divorce.
Yeah.
And then this was during the time when she was in the running to be a housewife. She was saying this in interviews prior to that because I did my little research on it. So I was like, oh, she's coming on the show to get divorced. We've seen this happen all the time. Like on The Valley, Michelle and Jesse clearly came on the show to get divorced.
I mean, my understanding
but I think maybe they reconciled or maybe behind the scenes, they're just like, we're going to do what we want and still stay married because this is more good for our brand. But to me, whenever a couple is like, we're not having sex, that's a red flag.
Yeah, he put that out there quite often.
My understanding was that, yes, Adafil Williams, they did want on the show, but the issue is that because they live between LA and London, they couldn't commit to being in LA for long enough for her to be a full-time housewife, and they weren't willing to constantly stick in LA for the whole time that Housewives was filming. So that's why it didn't work.
I think that's a convenient excuse. That's like when actors are like, "Oh, I dropped out of this film due to scheduling conflicts."
But why? She can do what she wants. It's not like they. I mean, it's not like they need the money from the show.
That's
right.
true.
But I think the reason why she dropped out is because I think it was going to be more smoke and more speculation and a more microscope into their lives than she was signing up for. Because I think a lot of people go on these shows thinking that they can control their narrative. They can control their public persona and reputation. But as we've clearly found out, that is not the case. The moment you want a reality TV show, you have sleuths out there who are going into every single tax return, every single deed you have, every single whatever. And I think she realized very quickly, oh, wait a minute, I'm not going to be able to sort of curate this narrative. And I think with Robbie Williams, who was such a beloved celebrity, I don't think they wanted that scrutiny.
I don't know, but
that's what I think happened.
I think like with Robbie Williams, he is so dynamic and faceted. He has, I would like to see him featured on the show more than her. But if she got on, that would be a bonus for us because he has so many things he does. He is so interesting as a human. He's like on paranormal shows, the radio shows I listen to, like late nights. And I love his personality. I think he's amazing. And he loves his kids. He seems like a devoted father and, you know, and also maybe a devoted husband, but yet maybe he had said he had lost some attraction during some of the lives that I watched. We did, you know, like they had this karaoke thing he did, which was so much fun during COVID on Instagram. And tons of people would be on there and like listing the songs they want Robbie to do karaoke to. And he was a blast. I just adored him. And I really didn't know much about him before I just stumbled across his late night coast to coast radio show interviews and explaining some of the things that he encountered paranormally. And then I just checked into him and I'm like, wow, this guy is really cool. I would love to see the two of them on the show. But anyway, my show is The Real Brits of Beverly Hills. And I think that would be a smash.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one to see. Well, we'll see if they ever do it or not.
Yeah, they need to take me up on my offer to produce it. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Earlier, Candy, you were saying that you could see what's her name, Amanda, the brand new so-called friend of the show, possibly being bumped up to a housewife status. What?
Why?
Why do you think that?
Honestly, just a gut feeling. Like I'm going to do a deeper dive into Amanda because I didn't even know like who she was until we were like on the live and I like Googled her and we were talking about her. But I just think the fact that she's close friends with Jamie Lee Curtis, she is like, you know, this sort of like cooler vibe of a Beverly Hills housewife than we have. She's almost like a Jenna Lyons vibe where it's like she's into fashion, kind of rocker, kind of eclectic photographer. She's really into mental health advocacy as well. So I think she kind of has like a different, cooler vibe. She's kind of giving me like Brit, New York, but lives in LA. And she's married to like a rocker, the guitarist of the Strokes. Like, I just think she kind of has like a cooler energy, probably has more of her own personality and more of her own point of view. I don't think she's going to be like a Crystal who kind of just floats with the wind. I don't think she's going to be an Anna Marie who is somebody who's just like, you know, bulldog mouthpiece. I think she's going to have a very clear point of view of who she is and what she has to offer. And I don't think she has any pick-me energy about her. But this is just off the top. It feels that way. And that's why I think she'll be able to rise.
Yeah, let's hope she doesn't rate herself as 8.5 at everything. Because
there you go.
I mean, I still can't believe that person was even made it through the first 10 minutes of filming of the first episode. But like, I don't know that the last 2 seasons of Beverly Hills have been beyond. And because I hope that they stick with the 7.
Me too.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Me too.
I think,
but I think hopefully this new Amanda girl shows more than Jenna Lyons does. Because I mean, to me, it's unacceptable that Jenna Lyons is allowed to cover her life. You know, you're paid to show your life. It's a reality show, and I can't believe how Bravo and Shed allow her
Mm.
to not be authentic and show her true self. How's
You know
that?
what? Yeah.
You know, that's not
Agreed.
fair. How can they then say, well, we expect you to, but she doesn't have to?
Well, this is what I want to say. Actually, Candy, I'm going to drop down. I love this
Okay.
conversation. But before
Yeah.
we go, you know what's so funny is a wonderful thing that both you and Freddie are here because y'all do your investigation. Freddie brought up a good point right there. Now, again, I'm going to go to Potomac, but in just different genres. Maybe you all can talk more about that because y'all know a little bit more about behind the scenes. Why is it that we can have a Giselle literally refusing to film with people, to not participate, to have a Jenna Lyons in New York City? I think at one point, of course, we had things happen in New York City back in the day with the OGs there, and why is it that across Bravo, these housewives shows can have a person who may have more power on the cast and other
Mm-hmm.
cast members, and are allowed to, kind of recuse themselves, to pull back and go, I'm not going to do this because I feel for me. And most of the time, the people who do that don't have the most. I mean, sometimes they do it. They don't have the most money. It's just like they know the production, or they know. I don't know why that happens because it shocks me that even with Nene, it didn't. She wasn't allowed to do that over there. They would have had.
Mm-hmm.
But Candy, unfortunately, not listen. I don't got anything against Candy, but Candy definitely had that power over there. She refused to show so much. There were so
Mm-hmm.
many lawsuits and so many scandals in Atlanta that could have been more interesting in that show, and she put her foot down and it just wasn't shown. So, but I would ask that both to you and Freddie because y'all know about this. Why is it that these kind of women? I mean, that some of these cast members can do that.
I would say it's not about the money. I think it just boils down to something that is just inherent in all society, all humans, all industry. I don't care where you work. Relationships is the most powerful asset you will ever have in your
Mm,
life
okay. Yeah.
because relationships give you power and influence, protection and cover. And I think the people who are protected are the people who have the deeper relationships with the people who have the power to say it's okay for you not to. Like
Okay.
Kyle Richards has has strong relationships with the executives and other producers. Giselle has a really strong relationship with Andy and maybe some other people. Jenna Lyons in her industry has a lot of connections and relationships. Candy Burris has a lot of connections and relationships. Relationships trump talent, they trump money, they trump everything because it
I
gives you
agree.
cover, protection,
Yes.
and access. So I
Okay.
think they just have relationships with the right people that they are able to get away with stuff. And like I've always said, like with Potomac, not to, I don't want to talk about this topic anymore, but
Right.
I don't think it's colorism over there. I think it's favoritism. And the root of favoritism is who do you have relationships with that you are favored? And just like you said, Mel, it happens across the board for years. So I
It's
think the root
yeah.
cause is the relationships. But go ahead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
Great
unfortunately,
question, though.
all the production companies that Bravo work with are doing it. And unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
and I've said this for a long time since I've
Yep.
been on YouTube, is that this is Bravo, NBC, and Andy Cohen's biggest problem, that they're
Yep.
just not learning. You've got to be their boss. You can't be their best mate.
That's right.
And this is
100%.
exactly why Andy has had these lawsuits against him and things.
Mhm.
Yes, they might have cleared him, but you've got to be the boss. You can't be their friend. And Andy
Mm-hmm.
needs to somehow find the line between friendship and being the boss. And unfortunately, he doesn't see it. And he's not being made to see it either. I mean, like with Kyle, like he's so far up her asshole and he's so
So
obsessed with
true.
her. He
So
he's had the
true.
nerve to say, but Kyle's told her story, and it's like,
Yep.
seriously? I mean,
Yeah.
if he bothered reading anything, he'd know that none of us see it that way.
Yep.
So I think he sells himself a lie in his head, and that they sort of
He does.
Mm-hmm.
I think he loves her so much. She can do no wrong in his eyes.
Well, you know what? I think
And it
Exactly.
used to be
thank you
Camille.
I'll say this. I'm sorry. I was going to say thank you both for because that was one of my burning questions. I know that y'all go, know behind the scenes stuff, but at that point, I'm just going to drop down. I'm going to wish everybody a
Okay.
wonderful evening
Bye,
and
Mel.
You too, Mel.
good conversation, and have a good night.
Love
You
you, Mel.
too. Love you, Mel. Bye, sweetheart.
No.
Okay.
Bye.
Hey,
Bye.
I have something to add about Amanda.
Okay.
Looking forward to her. So rock and roll girls, if she's married to the guy from the Strokes, I don't know anything about her, but I do know one thing, and that I am a rock chick, have been all of my life, and dated many well, not many, I'll just say a select few musicians, but those were the most prominent, men in my life. And I feel like women of rock and roll have balls. And I feel like she is going to be amazing if, in fact, I don't know. I mean, all that you described about her, she sounds amazing. I'm looking really forward to seeing her on the show.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Miss T. Oh my God, I'm so like, you are fine, Miss T. You're good. Shout out to Miss T. Thank you for being my mod. I absolutely love you. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, and I agree, Kimberly. I'm looking forward to Amanda. She seems cool. She seems like someone I would like want to like get dinner with.
Yeah.
And so does Bozema.
Yeah, absolutely. Her too.
Yeah.
She seems amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I mean, I think this fresh new, spirits are going to be great for BH. I'm super excited. I really love Beverly Hills lifestyle. When I lived in California, that was some of my favorite adventures were, around, like you said, I'd go to the London. I would go to many different beautiful places there for brunches and evening fun. I mean, the the whiskey a go-go, but also there was the whiskey bar, and then there was the Chateau Marmont. I mean, I just enjoyed so much life in Beverly Hills and West Hollywood, and that's what I look to BH for, is just to see pretty glamorous things and fun and a little of this and that. But anyway, so yeah, I think that this new spirit coming along, entrepreneurship with I don't remember how to pronounce her name. But
Bosama.
Bosema. Okay, yes. And she sounds Netflix what was she with the Netflix?
Chief marketing officer, to which she made $14 million.
Jesus.
So,
Yeah, that's amazing.
she's not crying over money.
Yeah,
And Beverly Hills is one of the exceptions when it comes to Andy Cohen not liking people who have money, because he likes to dictate their lives, but he won't work with her.
Oh, really? That's weird.
Yeah, they like hiring people, like your Potomac Nats, aka your Robin, your Giselles. Giselle needs the show to survive. I mean, like she's not floating in cash flow. Beverly Hills, is one of the exceptions. And
other than Dorit, all the women have another income stream.
Exactly, and
I think it's fair to
hers
say.
is just Mauricio, isn't it?
Well, Mauricio only has money because of her family.
Oh,
essentially.
Yeah.
But he made it, and now she's like the,
Yeah, but he made it because of her. If it wasn't for him working at Hilton the Highland, the guy would not be. And that's the problem with Mauricio, is that he's a bit too big for his boots.
True.
I mean, I don't know if you ever watched it, but Freddie and I used to watch this show called $1 Million Listing, and
yes, I have.
And there was these two guys on the show called James and David.
Yeah, I love them actually.
Essentially,
the two
Brits. He gave them an ultimatum, which was to either leave $1 Million Listing and join his Netflix show, or to leave
the
agency. And
what did you?
They did both in the end. They no longer with the agency, and they left the show because of him. And
James and James
I-
are cool. I like them.
I like them. They had gravitas. They were able to teach Josh Altman and Josh Flagg some British sense of humor, which was
Mhm.
always great fun because Josh Altman, especially, always got triggered over sarcasm.
I
And
love their dynamics together.
Uh,
And that guy
and-
Madison was on there too. I thought he was kind of neat.
And well, he kind of was a bit of a jerk, but and
Oh,
a wet
really?
wipe. But
I thought
yeah,
was
he kind
interesting, though.
he sold some nice houses, but his personality was wet.
Yeah, it was.
but
it was fun.
but in terms of
I love the two Brits.
so
James
so
and James.
so other than Sutton, Bosoma, and Kathy, does Jennifer Tilly live in Bel Air as well, right?
I'm not sure where she lives.
Because I think Sutton posted something along the lines saying neighbors or something. I think she must live in that. She doesn't live in the valley. I know that much. She's either Brentwood or Bel Air. So half
She does poker after dark. She's really kind of faceted. She's different. She's just quirky.
She's
quirky.
Where's Erica's main residence? I forget.
Hell, that's where she lives.
West Hollywood.
It's near. She lives near, like, in that place next door to Hancock Park.
She lives next door to Army Hammer. Remember? Who eats people. Don't you guys remember that story?
Yeah,
Her
I
neighbor is
remember
Army
the one.
Hammer.
I think he sold that house now.
He's
He lives in like the Cayman Islands
cannibal.
now.
Where?
He lives in the Cayman Islands.
Tax free.
Perfect. Cannibals.
But when is this likely to air? If they've just started filming as of two days ago, when is this likely to air? Like, are we looking at September? Like, because they filmed for 3 months, right?
Only 3 months? That seems so short, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is usually about 3 or 4 months they film for.
So yeah, then we're looking at September, October, right? Wait, let's say May, June, July. Let's say August to edit. Yeah, like September, October, I guess.
What I think's good is it seems like that we won't have loads of housewives in a one-er that will get it spaced out, which they should have done in the first place. I mean, so I'm happy. So I'm happy about that.
And supposedly Atlanta will air at the same time as this, or it'll be the kind of the competitive show, because Atlanta supposedly starts filming at the end of this month.
Which I'm going to be interested to see how, considering allegedly they haven't even found everyone for the show yet. They've not casted everyone.
They did the same thing with Anna Marie. She didn't come on until like 2/3 in, right?
Yeah, but
Or
that's
like
one person. That's one person that they've only casted like 3 people on the show. Whereas, you can't just have 3 housewives and then bring loads of different ones on throughout the season.
With Atlanta, still to this day, it's only confirmed that Portia and Kenya are getting the definite peach. It's been said that Drew and Shoaib have to earn it. They're not. It's very strange. I mean, Sheree would have got if she doesn't get a peach this season, she would have been fired for the 3rd time or demoted for the 3rd time, whatever you want to call it. So,
I mean,
Atlanta's all over the place.
I've heard Drew is getting a peach, and the reason is because of the rumors that she was allegedly dating Portia's ex, the hot dog man.
Yeah. I mean, she was
and that
Portia's
she seems to
arse,
be
but now
friends
she
with
dates the
Dennis.
ex.
And then, of course, Dennis, the hot dog man's been now apparently told Fallon that he knew for ages that that Portia was hooking up with Simon and all this stuff.
Wow.
It doesn't make sense that Portia would sell herself so low. I mean, she's got so much talent from what I had seen of her in her, up and coming years on Dish
Well, she's
Nation.
talented. She's talented when it comes to cheating. I mean, ask Cordell.
Oh, so I can't even stand to watch some of these other shows. But I've seen it in bits and pieces. But I thought Portia had a great dynamic personality. Unfortunately, I think she sold herself too low. Like she deserved
Well,
better. And the people that she has gravitated to have been, it seems, just like these weird grifters or charlatans or something. But I mean, I'm no expert on the show. It just, her in general, she just seemed to have a bright future. And then
I mean,
something happened.
did you watch her spin-off show to me, which should have been called Portia's Lifestyle of Lies? But
No, 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 I had no idea there was a spin-off show.
Right,
she
I've
had
got to
this
go
show-
to bed. I'll see you all soon. Thank you for having me,
Yes.
Candy.
Good night.
Oh, bye, Freddie.
Speak
We
to
love
you.
Bye,
you.
Freddie. Speak later.
Sweet dreams, sweetheart.
No, there really was a Portia spin-off show, like her own show?
Yes, it's Beyond. Somehow there was, yes.
Huh.
Now Freddie's gone. We couldn't mention about Candy's crush, Temps.
Oh, yes. What's his name again, Candy?
Oh my
The guy
Adam,
Come on.
I am going to get you, my little pretty.
I
I did.
was-
Stop
Hiddleston
it
or
right
something.
now, Adam.
Tom Hiddleston.
No, that's
Hiddleston.
my real crush. He's
Tom
poking
Hiddleston.
he's poking fun at me. He's talking about temps.
I was expecting to have a voice note from you earlier in the week about your being Chelsea forwards. I want to
wait a
see.
minute.
Oh.
Is there a new episode out?
Yeah, it came out today. I haven't seen it yet, but
Oh my god, I have to check. I haven't seen it either.
but
DM me when you watch, okay?
Sam Prince and your girl Emily have it out.
That'll be good. I love Emily.
I don't.
I can't stand Yaz. Ugh.
I don't like.
Is this
Yasmin
a Chelsea? Made in Chelsea?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like Yasmin or Emily, to be honest with you. Like this,
I like Emily more than
yeah.
Yaz. Can we at least agree on that one?
Yeah. Yasmin and Emily, both to me, are people who kind of I wouldn't really want to be around because
Yeah.
they're both a bit all over the place. It's not like they're not someone like a Liv or like
I can't stand Liv. We're gonna have to agree to disagree on Liv.
Liv. I'm glad she's kind of left the show because the show is now gone to people with anemic spines. So I'm surprised that they're still walking.
Oh my god, babe, stop it.
AKA Reza,
Stop it.
when it comes to Ruby, his spine is so anemic. I'm surprised he can stand up.
Reza and Ruby deserve each other. Like they're both just
Disgusting.
ugh.
I mean, Reza not necessarily is disgusting, but he is just confusing, and Ruby is disgusting.
This is the thing. They need to stop bringing other people into their dysfunction. That's the problem. Like, if they want to be dysfunctional and chaotic, knock yourself out. But like, stop bringing other people into your dysfunction and just using them in your trauma.
I agree. I mean, that to me. I mean, but now she's dating this.
Who? Ruby?
Yeah, she's now back. Where did Candy go?
What?
What's happened? I can't see Candy.
You can't? She's there. Oh. I don't know. Something good happened. Are you there, Candy?
Studio.
What happened?
I knocked myself out of the studio.
Whoops.
That's priceless.
It was the demon Ruby.
It's. I mean, she's dating like a guy who has a criminal record now. So
Yeah.
she's all over the. But going back to Beverly Hills.
Okay.
Let's not make because like the audience watching this are probably like, what the hell are they talking
I
about?
know. We have 7 more minutes, you guys. I have to go at 8.
Yeah, that's fine.
So final thoughts.
Uh, Sutton, Erica are my favorite.
Oh, Erica's your favorite.
My favorite two. Then the third place would be Garcelle.
Oh my
So
goodness.
those three, I expect to deliver. I don't want, I don't mind a scene or two, but I don't want Garcelle's storyline to be her sons again. Like I want
I
to
love
kind of
Garcelle and her
like,
motherhood.
I kind of want to see more stuff such as like how she was in her first season when she came on.
She's amazing all the way around to me.
And I kind of think also just scenes when she was like showcasing her production, kind of, not, she wasn't going too nerdy, but when she was talking about what she was producing, it was actually interesting.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I kind of want more all around. And my favorite shade from Garcelle, and I think it was priceless, was when it was along the lines of, Erica says to Garcelle, is that to make Erica look bad, or is that out of genuine concern? I mean, Garcelle just makes her speechless and says, Erica, I don't need to make you look bad. You can do that on your own.
I
And
love that.
Mhm.
Yes.
I'm not kidding. I had to replay that 10 times. That was how
That's awesome.
that was priceless. And I kind of want that side more, but
I think
Kyle,
her kids are cool. I love.
yeah,
I know you guys don't like them, but I think her kids are so awesome. I love to see that side, and I love to. I
we're
really
not saying
enjoy
to
it.
completely get rid of it, but I don't want it to be her main
Yeah, her
part.
main. Yeah, that makes sense.
But as I said, I've got very high expectations when it comes to Basoma, because if you've made $14 million in 2 years working at Netflix, then I expect to see your coin well spent. Don't put all of it in Bitcoin. Do something sensible. Okay, I'm joking. But Dorit, you have more lives than a cat. A cat has 9 lives.
Absolutely.
Dorit has 1 million. Clearly, at this rate, maybe she was from BC and kind of like re-evolved back into the 21st century.
Yeah.
She probably like saw like the Romans and all that stuff. Even she's kind of like probably going back and forth into the
And
life
that's
we
why she
live
has
now.
all those accents.
Yes, her phony accents. I mean,
You're right.
her accents to me are
An amalgamation.
her accents to me are as good as PK being your personal fitness trainer. Like to me, like I just want to see her. The thing is, she has potential. She had potential to be good. Season 7, 8, I liked her. Season 9, clearly, something. She woke up on the wrong side of bed and was like, "I'm gonna suck up to Renna and try
absolutely.
and try and
throw
defeat
Vanderpump Lisa under the bus and.
But
yeah, there's
speaking
something
of,
happened to her
but
wasn't she friends with Lisa? PK and
yeah,
Lisa were really good friends.
yeah, they were friends. And
I wonder what
unfortunately,
happened there.
what do you mean? What happened? You saw what happened?
No, why did she turn? I mean, you don't just decide to be Team Lisa Rinna. What happened? That doesn't make any sense.
Because Lisa Vanderpump was the star of the show, and they wanted
jealousy.
and they wanted her gone. I mean,
okay.
Lisa Vanderpump is in a different league.
That she's got a British husband who was really good friends with Lisa Vanderpump and Ken. It didn't make sense for her to do that. That was weird. That alliance was bizarre to me.
It was bizarre at first, but now seeing
her true colors,
Denise, and then in season 12, even with her close confidant Erica, she said she was talking about her taking pills, and you either drink or you're antidepressants. You can't do both. And like she thought at, and she said something on Watch What Happens Live, how she was trying to be helpful to Erica by mentioning that. Like I don't know. She's a different story.
It doesn't make
Speak.
sense that you would throw Lisa Vanderpump over, and take Lisa Rinna and Erica and Kyle, like the
I don't
dreadful
know.
society. Who would do that?
It's
So
a weird life
weird.
we live. Speaking about Lisa Vanderpump,
Yes.
she's also got obviously Vanderpump Rules reunion airs this week. Vanderpump Villa, absolute banter and mad. She produces the Jax Taylor hobo show, The Valley, and she's also got a show coming to Fox and
Gordon Ramsay, you said?
yes, it's called Food Stars.
I can't wait.
Uh,
And it's going to be on what network?
Fox, but will also be on Hulu and if you live outside the United States, Disney Plus. And
And
she's
Gordon
booked some
Ramsay
busy.
Isn't he Scottish? He's not English. He's Scottish, right?
He's Scottish, but he doesn't live in Scotland. He lives in England.
I love
He
him. I love his
he actually
productions. I like his
he,
brashness.
he's actually a very misunderstood person.
He's just very genuine.
A lot of people think he's this nasty, ruthless person, but he actually is one of the
heart.
He's actually a selfless person. He really is. He's a selfless individual, and
he's Braveheart. He's William Wallace, Braveheart. He's Scotland. Just kidding. He is a wonderfully very he's all heart. It seems his soul he does swear a lot. He does whatever.
Yeah, but that's weird.
Genuine.
And unless you're
I like it.
unless you're a priest or something, then you're not going to cry over someone using an F-bomb.
Not at all. I love him.
And Candy, are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. I'm just letting y'all go at
it. Just checking you're still breathing. Good.
Oh yeah, I'm still here.
I know it's just a bit off topic, but now that you're here, Candy, what?
Yes, my love.
What do you think about my summary of The Valley that I messaged you?
I agree. Like, I do think that Kristen is still Kristening, but I will say this, and I want to know what you think. I still stand by the fact that, like, even though Kristen is still being Kristen, I actually like her the most out of the majority of people on this cast. Because do you like Janet more or Kristen more? And the Kristen versus Janet war?
Kind of neither. They're kind of all over the place. No,
you got to pick one. You got to pick one, babe. Pick one, Kristen or Janet.
I would say I would say minus the tacky comment Janet made about looking at people's property taxes.
If you say Janet, I'm never talking to you for the next 30 seconds.
Uh-oh.
I would say because Kristen is just.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, she's got a history with James.
Okay, this is why I don't like Janet is because Janet will do her dirt, but then act like she's innocent. Kristen will do her dirt and be like, "Yeah, I did the dirt,"
and she don't it. Yeah,
but she didn't. She didn't own it originally. She tried to say to Jesse, "But I'm helping your marriage with Michelle," and like.
I mean, to be honest, she kind of was because even he said the fighting brought them together because they're so toxic. He even said that it was kind of bringing them together.
But Michelle, I don't like. You have literally admitted on national television that you've been imagine leading your husband on for 3 years, but likewise your wife for 3 years. Like if hypothetically, if I was married to Michelle and that was aired out on television, like I will be brokenhearted. Like literally, like I don't even know. Like to me, but what's his name? Luke, who is Chris Bassett's like hobo intern. Like he needs to be off my screen. I can't look at it. Like he gives off
Serial killer
criminal
vibes.
vibes.
Yeah.
Literally, he gives and Jack's also another hobo-looking guy. I must admit, him and Brittany are all over the place, but Brittany, to me, is the kind of the worst in many ways. It's like my hands are clean at all times, and I can do nothing wrong, and I'm always right. It's kind of like I'm this fake Miss Perfect, and
Yeah.
I would never take any accountability of anything. And she claims she's bringing in the same amount of coin as Jax does.
Well, from Weight Watchers, then she probably gained back all the weight.
Yeah, probably. But to me, other than Jesse, Danny, and Nia, I don't really like I wouldn't hang out with the other people in real life, put that way. Like those three I would actually hang out with. The Zach guy gives off wannabe Andy Cohen show. Let me be like some beg, absolute thirsty guy. The discount Chanel Monet, you can go. No one's asking you for a second on camera. Like, why are you there? And
what do you think about like Lala and Sheena and them coming to join the Valley, Adam?
I think it's must needed. I mean, Candy predicted this like 500 years ago.
Yeah, she did.
And Candy said, she was, saying, she was saying, 500 years ago that, they bought houses here. There would be essential for the show in many ways.
It will be better.
What would be interesting to me is Lala taking Kristen down, because about a month ago they had an Instagram beef, and Kristen is now brokenhearted because she said in an interview that she was a loyal friend to Lala and a very good friend, and Lala said, "I don't miss the friendship at all."
Hey, is Stassi and Bo, are they in the Valley too? Do they live there, or where do they live?
They live, I believe, in the Valley, but I forget Candy's reason. But Candy, I don't want to ever see her face on screen again. But
I know.
But Candy, you were saying something about Stassi wanting to kind of do a different show or something.
Something on her own.
Yeah,
I don't think that will happen.
Stassi was saying how like she wanted to come back to reality TV, but like on her own terms. I see her doing something more like a little bit more highbrow, where it's going to be about like home decor and lifestyle, and like I'm a cool mommy, like I'm a cool like Lululemon Range Rover mom. Like I think that's more of what she's going to do. I wouldn't be surprised if like Katie does something with her. And like all her other like mom friends. I know Katie's not a mom, but she's like still like her friend and all that stuff. I see Stassi coming back to reality TV. I know that her and Jax aren't friends anymore, and I don't see her coming back. And that's why she didn't want to do the Valley, because it's like Jax's show, and she didn't want to come back. But she does want to come back to reality TV. But I see her doing something that's a little bit more lifestyle.
I liked Stassi's hair at one point, and I actually had my hair done by her hairdresser in LA.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and she does really good blonde highlights. So the hairdresser was amazing, and she told me so many amazing rock and roll stories. So we vibed more, not on Stassi at all, but I like Stassi's hair, like her coloring. And it's really hard. It was really hard for me to find a really good colorist there that does highlights the right way. And so I looked up, something happened. I don't know. I didn't really look it up. I think it just hit me. And I ended up seeing something about Stassi's colorist. And I thought, she had a great hair color, very professional, always consistent. So I went to that young lady, And man, she had amazing stories. She did like the Guns N' Roses, Duff McKagan and his wife and kids, and for years and years. And she had so many cool stories. California was really fun for me. But yes, Stassi. The thing I didn't like about Stassi was she was really violent with her wording. Yet, she's colorful. I enjoyed her for a time. The thing with Faith was really disturbing. I would hope if he would come back to reality. I like Bo. I liked her guy. I thought her guy was pretty nice. And but I'm a person that likes couples. So I thought maybe with
He
maybe
seemed
she'd
a
go
bit
back
wet. He seemed
to
a bit wet
reality.
to me, but I don't
Oh, you
know.
didn't like him?
But
I thought he was nice.
he kind of just seemed like a yes man person.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he
But
does.
but to me, that's someone who is
Potentially, you're right.
a bit wet.
You're right.
But Candy, did you hear did you hear the scary news that came out by the Critics' Choice Awards?
About Ariana being female star of the year.
Oh my God, are you kidding?
How?
Like barf in mouth. I can't.
Thank you.
Like this is the thing. Like
did not
I don't
hear it.
know why there is still this machine behind propagating Ariana as if she isn't this insufferable witch. Like I don't get it. Like I totally don't get it. Like
100%
female star of the
witch.
year, get the hell out of here.
Lala should get it over her. I mean, Lala.
100%.
I mean,
I want Phaedra to win
witchy
because
poo.
Phaedra's nominated too. I want Phaedra to win because Phaedra killed it on The Traitors. She killed it. She literally said, "I'm tired of this game," and walked away. She killed it. Like I want Phaedra to win. I'm so sick of Ariana. Like no, like I don't want anything bad to happen to her, obviously, but I want her to kind of like I want her off my For You page. Like I'm over it.
Absolutely.
Ariana should only like she can win the same day that Carlton returns to Beverly Hills.
Ooh, like Carlton. I think Carlton's better than her.
Yeah, I like Carlton, but she's never coming. She's never coming back to Beverly Hills.
You
like
know, the thing is, we never got to know her. We didn't get to know her
because of essentially.
Carlton was really
but how is this woman being nominated? I mean, it's beyond. I mean, she nonstop says she's better than her co-stars in the most indirect way. And she, even though I thought your version, Your Way was whack compared to Our Way, but her being the host of Love Island is weird in itself. And she's trying to say
behind Ariana. Who is doing this? What machine is behind her? I thought it was Lisa Vanderpump at first.
No, are you?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
But I mean, Kimberly, Kimberly, all we could know, it could be your friend down the street. That's like her agent.
I mean,
but,
it's
like,
insane. She is the most boring, dumb. I honest to God, lazy. I cannot stand Ariana for real.
I preferred her over low self-esteem Katie, but like but
I don't know. I think Katie's better. She's got more dynamic personality. She's got more.
I don't know. She is. This whole business plan that they have
of something more energy.
Of something about her. I mean, Candy promised me that she's going to like check it out and see if it's actually going to be like a proper legit business. But,
no, they're saying now that they don't even want it, like Katie. And so I watched something today. I don't remember where, but it said Katie and Ariana, they really aren't into it. They're really not into it.
I mean, instead of it being called something about her, it should be called something about never happening. Like, I don't know.
Should be called something about Rachel made you goddamn money. Oh, sorry. Oh my God. I can't believe I swore. Sorry. It's something about Rachel made Scandival happen that made you all so much money. Maybe it's something about Rachel. I don't know.
I find it so strange though how like I was just checking on X earlier, which still to me is foreign. I still think of it on Twitter, but X is now the official name.
Right.
How there is all these Ariana people who like are clearly
sheeple.
not all their sheep who are so anti Lala, saying that Lala Kent is now the worst reality star
That's
of the
absurd.
and it's just beyond.
Right.
I mean,
because Lala's being honest.
I mean, they're trying to degrade Lala's personality, saying, let's not forget she banged to have a Range Rover and all this stuff,
Yeah,
and
she
like,
did. She did.
and she
but who
did, she
cares?
did, but like
Who
at the
cares?
end
They
of the
all have.
day,
They all have.
but I mean,
Doesn't make her better or worse. They're all the same.
I mean, in some
And
ways,
she's now evolved.
I mean, as Candy said a while back, Ariana should remember the saying,
That's right.
you get them how you leave them, type of thing.
That's right.
And I just don't know. To me, it's a bit weird how I feel personally that, quite frankly, if it wasn't for Lala on Vanderpump Rules in these last few seasons, Lala and James are the main reason why I watched that show. I liked in the early seasons how Lisa Vanderpump would discipline them and what have you, but Lala and James, even though they have
a chemistry.
Yeah, I mean, well, Candy's expression is like their end game, and
I agree with that.
and I, I don't think, put it this way, I don't think if Lala and James were out off the show that Sheena and Brock would be able to cover themselves and double trouble. And
absolutely,
like I think I told Candy this. I don't know if you were if you heard me saying this, Kim, but Brock is now trying to be the next. He's trying to channel Adele and Beyonce and Zendaya. He's trying to go anonymously, is just to be known as just the one and only Brock.
Oh, interesting. That's funny.
And
no, I didn't hear that one.
That's
hysterical.
No, because he got the Instagram handle Brock.
Okay.
And now he's trying to he did an Instagram live with James. And he was saying how, if Adele can do it and Zendaya, why can't I do it as Brock? And it was like, please just go away. Like,
you don't like Brock at all? You're really anti-Brock or what?
I think the guy is quite a
Neanderthal.
Quite a reckless person. He doesn't pay child support for his other children, and
for real, I didn't know that's actually truthful.
And what?
Do we actually know that is truthful? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, he admitted on the reunion when he first came on in season 9.
Oh, yikes!
That
that's not good.
That he had problems and what have you.
I mean, I heard of the problems.
Lala exposed it, and he said, I've struggled with payments and blah blah blah, and I don't pay him. And to me, he's kind of a burden.
Is he an opportunist, do you think?
Yes, I kind of feel that he.
I mean, Sheena seems to choose some interesting peeps. I don't know. I always, I like Sheena in some ways, but in some ways, she bugs me. But I always root for her, to have.
I like her as much as she may have. I like Sheena actually. She's someone who.
She has a heart, right?
She's got a good heart. And she's also very relatively quite a smart person. She was one of the first cast members on the show to actually buy a place instead of renting.
And she stuck through all of the name calling, that they really handed it to her left and right, all of them. And that girl, she withstood her ground. She did.
I mean, low self-esteem Katie, like, still to this day doesn't hates Sheena deep down, and I mean,
But Brock, you don't think he really is you don't think he's a stand-up guy? I mean, I would hope the best for Sheena to have a good husband.
To me, he's he just seems like a guy who was looking for opportunity, and I don't know, like, you know, I don't live in America. I'm not an American citizen, but a lot of a lot of people have told me that, you know, it is quite common for guys to extend their work visa or whatever to marry someone for a green card, you know, and it kind of just, he just seems like an opportunist in my opinion. And
you know, as far as a parent goes, doesn't it seem like Sheena is so much more, you know, caring and I don't know, maybe it's just me because I was a single mother after my son's father passed away. I wouldn't have babysitters. I would bring my son everywhere, even to I won't even say, but she seems like she's really a devoted parent, and he doesn't really seem as devoted as she is, but maybe that's a male female thing. I don't know.
Actually, I would say he's, unless it's like unless he's like being taught by like an acting coach on the side of the Instagram stories or Instagram posts, he's sometimes you know, Sheena can't quite afford like a full-time au pair, so he's kind of the nanny at times.
Yeah, I feel like Brock is a very
You think he's
active, present father for Summer Moon. Maybe
except
not his
he wants
other
the babysitters,
maybe,
you know.
Maybe not. Yeah, I think that's fine though. I actually think that's healthy. I think that when it comes to his other children, he doesn't seem that active, especially when it comes to financially being there for them and leaving the country to pursue his dreams, which is a different conversation. But I think when it comes to Summer Moon, I think he's a very active, present, great father when it comes to her. I don't know about his older kids, but definitely her. And
But
I don't think there's any problem with getting help. There's nothing wrong with having a nanny or an au pair or help at all.
I don't think so
either.
I don't think so either. I feel that, you know, Kyle tried to demean Camille Grammer, if you remember. She was like, you get help and all this stuff, and just was like trying to like throw it in their face. And
it's scary though.
Yeah, but Kyle is also a hypocrite. Like, I'm sure her housekeeper was her nanny. Like, hello, like, come on. There's nothing wrong with getting help.
Kyle was jealous. I mean,
yeah,
Kyle was
of jealous of Camille.
Yeah, of course.
And in Britain, like, you know, there's a stand ground between someone who's envious and someone who's jealous. She didn't just envy her; she had disdain. She in an ugly manner, she was jealous of her. Like that. Like, you know, one can be envious, like, you know, oh wow, like that house looks amazing, I wish that was mine, but you're not gonna actually like belittle or
you're not covetous
or go mad and like throw a fit or kind of lose all your marbles and cry over it.
Yeah,
like you know, to me, that's who Kyle really kind of is. And
yeah,
with Sheena though, guys, like when she's like freaking out over like childcare and stuff, I had the weirdest stuff happen to me in California because I was a single mom there, and my son, like I said, his father passed away at my son's age of 10, and to try to get people, you know, that you trust to help you with your childcare, even on a special event night. I had a young lady that worked at his daycare in South Orange County, a really nice daycare. And she was someone I really thought was amazing. But the second that this woman would take him to places, it wouldn't be like she would tell me. She would take him to weird places. And I mean, it was just upon me checking in like a helicopter parent. But I only have one child in my life, and I had my kid at age 39, and my son's father was 11 years younger than me, which is really bizarre. But anyway, that's beyond another story.
But Candy, who do you think so we know Lala will obviously clash with Trashy Kristen and, as you say, his serial killer hobo guy.
Luke.
But who do you think Sheena will clash with?
I don't really see Sheena clashing with anyone. I think she'll kind of just sort of be sort of people pleasy, wanting to like fit in. That's kind of where I see Sheena fitting in.
Because to me, you know, she now classifies Lala as one of her best friends, so it would be interesting to see her pick a side between Kristen and Lala. Like,
I think she'll pick Lala's side, but she won't actively go against Kristen.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I like Jax in the dynamic with the cast of Vanderpump. And,
oh God, that was scary. You almost said Jackson. You almost said Jackson Beverly Hills.
I know. I know that was accidental. No, I like Jax. I don't necessarily like Brittany at all, but and that's very mean of me to say, and I'm sorry about that. But I do like the dynamics between the guys with James, Jax, and I
don't even know what
They're
Brittany's saying
fun.
I don't even know what Brittany was saying half the time when she first came on Vanderpump Rules. Like,
I know.
I mean, like, no offense to her, but like, I was like, I had to like put the subtitles on like at times.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I agree. But
because you know, I'm never shady at all, but like that's how I felt with her.
I know. I totally get it, and I feel the same way. Jax is fun though with the Toms and James. I feel like the guys are fun on Vanderpump Rules, and actually, I mean, it's unfortunate because it sounds like that show's ending, and the people that we like maybe are going to go to the Valley.
I don't think it is going to end. I think they're going to just pursue both shows.
I hope so.
I don't think so. I think if it comes back, it's going to be an entire new cast.
Well, the ratings were. It said it was the highest viewed show on Peacock in the last 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they still put it on pause. So
yes, but maybe. I mean,
I don't think Vanderpump Rules as we know it will ever come back. I think if it comes back, it will be with an entirely different cast.
I mean, I think there would be new additions, perhaps. Like you know,
who would make sense to still be on Vanderpump Rules right now? Who?
Lala.
James.
No,
Lala and James. They don't have to. They don't have to work at SUR to be on the show.
No, it makes no sense. It makes no sense for Lala or James. I'm not asking who do you like. I'm asking who makes sense to be on the show. I think they still do. No, they don't. Vanderpump Rules, as it is right now, no longer makes any sense. That's why it's on pause, and that's why it's going to be completely recast, and that's why people are doing spinoffs and other things. It does not make sense for the show as it currently stands to be Vanderpump Rules. It does not make sense.
Same premise as when it was
first. It does not make any type of sense. Lala is on baby number 2. She just bought her second home in the Valley. It doesn't make any sense.
But by that logic, it doesn't make sense for season 8.
DJ and all that other stuff. James is off, which is why Vanderpump Rules was going to end, but because of Scandival, it got renewed.
I hope that James dumps Sally and doesn't like join the Valley, so that like he's a couple. You
guys, I gotta go.
All right.
Love you. But
love you guys.
All right.
Love you, Candy.
Much love.
Much love.
Bye.
Bye. Shout out to my beautiful panelists. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Kimberly. Thank you, Mel and YC. Shout out to Miss T, my mod, for holding me down, and everybody in the chat box. Alexi, shout out to you. Shout out to Kimberly. Shout out to Mel and everybody else. As always, you guys, I love you. Take care of yourself and each other. And be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you next time. Bye.